All you guys are exiting the building then?
Bran had kind of walked out, but Jasper
You guys want
at
to
least
talk to Ivan,
was
that's
still
fine.
talking to him. Yeah, like there's some unresolved questions about the giant monster thing at the edge of town, and
Well, at least you guys don't have to worry about certain evil
circus,
certain T-Rex.
mischievous circus folk.
It was it wasn't even an arc. It was just something I had and I wanted to try, and then it went horribly wrong.
It was memorable. Why you think that?
No, like when we do a review on your arc, that's going to be one of my highlights right now. Is that was my favorite thing that occurred was the T-Rex.
It was so fun.
Everything else has been awesome as well. It's just that do not discount your T-Rex. It was good. You may regret it from a DM perspective, but all of us understand that. But it doesn't mean that the players didn't love it.
Yeah.
No,
You just didn't want to go off.
A lot of bad DM moments. I once, or at least unfortunate moments where,
there will be more.
Just stunning strike with my challenge rating 11 devil over and over again because I kept rolling 2.
Sometimes a creature looks awesome to use, and sometimes you realize that stat block is just not conducive to how your players play.
Right.
For sure.
That's why legendary resistances are so convenient.
Why I had to look up what immutable form was so that you couldn't polymorph certain things. And then I had to look up, is there something for anti-banishment?
No, that's dirty pool. That's dirty pool. You can't prohibit
I mean...
all things can be polymorphed.
I never did that. And we won't have this discussion again, and you'll just have to figure out why they keep succeeding.
No.
All right, I probably...
I'm ready to begin when you guys are.
Yeah, I probably left the temple to go back after Branbrek. So you guys can continue talking to Ivan now if you want. If you have more questions.
Yeah, if you want to continue the discussion with Ivan, Branbrek left early after coming to a consensus.
Of sorts.
An accord,
And
if you will.
a mutual understanding.
Okay.
No different than his other shading dealings that Bran has dealt with in his life. Ivan.
No different. This is par for the course.
He's had worse.
The cloned body of his original form is speaking to him with another creature inhabiting it, while his
Who
fiancé...
is not sure if he knows or not.
Yeah, while his fiancé is being held hostage by maybe the original body with the maybe soul of his best friend.
He's being cryptic, but you guys could just ask him.
Standard stuff. I think we did.
I don't think he would give us a straight answer even if we did ask him. And even if he did give us a straight answer, there is no way that we know if he's telling the truth. Sadly, we do not have spells to assist us with that right now.
I thought he was being straight. You know what douches elves are anyway.
Yeah.
I just assumed.
Wow. Wait to insult Shaz's parents. I mean, Ivan's not an exception to that.
His mom was a half-elf, and his dad was an orc.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So you're a quarter elf.
I'm a quarter elf. I'm a quarter elf, half orc, half human.
I think that we
Just a little
we agreed that half elves can't breed in Amara, but maybe it's just the male half elves. That could be interesting.
I did not know that.
Well,
So in other words, poor Dakren.
no.
I kind of think that's
if you
interesting.
want to
Like,
see-
Fading.
Oh
you want to be straight,
His
then
ears
you gotta
just get a little
allow
bit
for
rounder.
Random mules that accidentally breed once in a while.
The rare case.
okay,
Yeah,
that
I
could be
forget what those are
interesting.
called.
Or maybe Shaz doesn't know that, and he doesn't know that he's not his mom's boy.
Ooh.
Or his mom's actually a full elf and he doesn't know.
A plot thickens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. We can leave this for discussions later. I
Yeah.
like this.
And that's why. That's
And
why
ultimately,
his mom
Shaz
always
can
has
decide,
baked goods
'cause-
in
yeah.
reserve. Would you like
Yep.
pie?
You are currently the DM. You may
Yeah, go for it.
insinuate what you will, because that has not been fully identified, but we did, for clarification, we did identify that.
Moms.
Oh, my mom's dead.
I know, most of your moms are dead.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
And then the next boss fight is a lich, and then I'm like, Mom?
Yeah, it's the amalgamated
you
lich
recognize
form
me?
of all of our mothers.
Ooh,
always
that
look.
sounds like a tough fight, honestly.
Anyways,
The vicious mockery. It's like they have a ramped up version, scolding word.
All right.
Anyways,
let's get going.
continuing.
Go ahead, Hayden.
Yeah, Bran had walked out, and I guess Dakren had followed, but Jasper
Yeah.
and Hargus are left behind with Ivan.
Wait, what?
Evan
Hold on.
sits
Wait.
there, kind of spinning a coin in his fingers now. He just seems to be preoccupied. He's paying attention to you, but his hands are preoccupied. It seems like his hands are always fidgeting, doing something.
Jasper's pulling the edges of his tattered vest together and casting mending on the pieces to repair the vest that burst open when Shaz's polymorph was dropped, and he just came bursting out of the pockets. He's like, listen, so my question was, we still have we have to get into these areas, and that map shows access to these points and ways to go from one to one. What about the giant stone gross monster thing out there? Is that what's the deal there?
I have no control over that. I'll tell you something.
All right.
The mix of what I will tell you is lies, deceit, jokes, really, and just satirical nonsense. You can take whatever information you like from me and take it to heart.
Okay.
Are you gonna tell us?
I know the
to give up,
creatures.
bad man?
I know the creature's here. I have no
Yeah.
issue with it being here. I cleaned that crypt so you guys could get a head start. But the creature itself is not under my control.
All right. Good to know. Interesting.
Anyways, anything else you want to know? I'm an open book. At least as far as Ivan's body is. It's still confusing for me too. You have to understand that being in somebody's body that isn't yours is very strange.
I would imagine so.
Tell me
Especially
about
if you're a dude in a girl's body.
Well, that would be very strange indeed.
Because yeah.
This is something that you said you wanted, though? You want to be inside of Bran's body for some reason?
Ivan. Maybe we should just start calling me Ivan.
Ivan's body, that's right. You want to be inside Ivan's body there? The clone body, I think, did you say? Or did we not determine if that
I'm going to make it simple enough for you.
Alright.
Once upon a time, little old me wanted a nice body, a powerful body. That body belonged
So
to Ivan.
you went with an elf?
Oh, alright, gotcha.
Hey, that's my body you're talking about there, Hargus. Keep going.
Ivan was a perfect host. You see, bodies aren't the best in a sense. For example, I could try and take over your mind and incorporate into your body, overcome your will, destroy your soul, but your body probably wouldn't last long afterwards. I'd have to keep switching to find the right host. Ivan was an excellent host.
Okay.
But his will is too strong. So,
I'm glad
what
Jasper's
power I...
here. Because this is the point where I usually try to kill a dude, but I feel like we have to have a conversation instead. So it's a very strange situation. So you'll forgive me. I don't have a lot to say.
Shaz is just
I'm glad that Brand's
Until
not there.
until we're on more familiar terms, I'll just have to stick with agreeing with y'all and listening.
I couldn't
Hey,
take Ivan.
where's Lou? Where's Lou at?
Walks over.
Oh, my persona I created.
Thankfully, we left Lou back at the orc camp. Yeah.
Oh, I can do a little.
And Hargus is enjoying newfound restraint as he.
Continue.
saying
Sorry
I
for
should-
interrupting.
is that a
I'm
code
very interested in
phrase?
this.
Ivan sits
Is
there.
that a
But
code
Bran is not
phrase
there,
for
so
murder?
I will shut up.
Ivan sits there, and he's. See, Ivan's body was a perfect host, but I couldn't have it. His will was too strong, or
Sure.
at least his soul. It was stubborn.
So you effected the switcheroo, and then.
Yeah, I can affect other people's souls quite simply. So
Oh,
Wow.
Ivan.
All
I
right.
reversed. I took his soul and gave it to another and swapped. Not willingly, of course. He had no idea. Just
So where are you
happened.
originally from?
That's a good question.
It's a really good question. Did you have a body from here at one point?
I've had multiple bodies over a long course of time. I've never had an original.
Oh. All right. Right.
Isn't
Look,
that something everyone looks for? A home?
It sounds
I
like
suppose
it
so.
sounds like you gained some wisdom over the years, but you're really a horrible person. You should just
Maybe a
shoot
horrible
straight with
person,
this.
but I'm doing what I think is fulfillment of my desires. If I am
gotcha,
seeking what I see as pure happiness, then it's not about morality. It's about me
No.
being the best I can be for myself.
I'm not trying to force anybody else's morality on you. I
You
just
probably should. My moralities are.
I
pretty
feel like you're probably a bad guy.
I'm not a good
And
guy.
I'm just saying, these things always go bad for people. Perhaps you could
Just looking over at Hargus like,
shooting
I
straight
mean,
with
yeah, he's a bad guy.
No,
Did
he's a dick. But
Hargus,
all that
to put it
aside-
simply, bad guys always go down in the end. But how many good
Just so
guys
you know.
have to be killed in the way to get there?
Okay, can we pause at that moment and like swap over to
I can
Dakren
keep
and
a tally if you
Branbrek?
like before
Dakren
we
and
start
Branbrek.
this.
Yep.
As
We'll
they're
move over
walking-
to Dakren and Branbrek. You just seem to be.
All right, I get out of the temple, look around, see Bran. Are you just like stalking away, storming away?
I'm probably not that far away. I don't know if there's a central yard or like a fountain
Statue.
or something like that,
Statue.
or like even a well nearby. I
mean,
don't.
Statue.
Okay.
If you're looking for water,
There's a
there's
statue
wells,
of
but it's
Flint,
mostly
No,
just
no,
statue.
it's more of something that would remind me of like times I have spent with Eleanor, or Ellie.
I don't think they would have
which
a
is her
fountain in
name.
Rockwell, but they have a well that's like, they call it the Rock Well. So it's kind of an
Yeah.
impressive.
So I don't
Dwarven
know what
architecture.
that distance would be from here, but let's just say I walk until I get to about that point, kind of wandering aimlessly, and I'm just playing with the medallion. But eventually, I don't get that far away from the church that we were in. Is that what we were in?
It was
Or
a
mausoleum?
cathedral source, yes.
Cathedral. Okay. And I'm kind of sitting there, and I'm just like 1,000-yard stare towards this medallion while fiddling with it in my hands.
I'll just walk up to Bran and just kind of let my sword disappear into smoke, and then just be like, do you know what you're doing with this thing that you're making a deal with? I know that I know how you feel. I've been away from the one I love for quite a long time as well, and I'm never going to see her again. And so if I ever had the chance to see her again, I guarantee I'd probably be in a different state of mind as well. But I just need to know, I mean, is there any point in even trusting that thing that's taken your body? It could just be lying. It could be setting us up for some elaborate trap. I want to know what's going through your head.
I think it's worth the risk. I mean, I'm not going in foolhardily thinking that they're just going to uphold their end of the bargain. But now I have... This is the closest I've gotten after a year of research and searching and everything else that way. I'm not going to let this chance go. As risky it is, and as a business venture, Yeah, it's not good, but it's better than nothing.
I look at the medallion.
And I'm still just fiddling with it in my hands. And then I go, after a brief moment, I say, besides, I don't plan on letting them have the last laugh no matter what.
All right.
But if this is the only way, well, let's just say that I'm looking for options while maintaining this business venture, so it turns in my favor.
All right. Well,
so right now it's not in my favor. After a moment, I just kind of pocket it and then kind of brush off, kind of look around for a moment. Where's Jasper? Where's Hargus?
Yeah, we should probably go make sure that they're not getting into any trouble with that thing. And the sword reappears in my hand, and I start going back.
And I go, Dakren, I don't know if I can see myself again right now, so you're going to have to go in and grab them for me.
All right.
I'll be at the inn, but...
Found you guys. We're going back.
Is Shaz with us too?
Oh, he just got back after having been mind controlled. You see that he's actually... It seems like some vomit actually is on his lip. I mean, it's clearly not a very pleasant experience.
I just look...
does he smell chocolate and like have a bitter taste in his mouth as well, or?
No. But
some strange side effect like that.
I can see words.
I think
that might be your.
When people are talking, there's a speech bubble beneath them, like a caption.
That might be your helm of comprehend languages malfunctioning. Jasper might want to take a look at that.
You might have a concussion, sir, and you're translating common speech into your concussion language.
Actually, if there were a helm of subtitles, and that's how it worked, so when anyone's talking in foreign languages, just the subtitles show up, like scrolling under their tummy and waistline or something.
Oh man, that would be
pretty amazing.
Beautiful. I love that.
As a DM was the gloves of captions. So basically every time you punch someone, it's like Batman, like pow!
I love it.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
that reminds me of another item, but I'll just copy that in.
Anyway, I turn back to go get Hargus, and I look back and I'm like, I'm with you, Bran. Just promise me that we're gonna try and break this business venture into, if it ever goes in our favor, as early as possible. I don't want any more pieces of this weapon that he wants to create made than there already are. They're safely broken up, it appears, and I would hate to bring any of them closer together. So just promise me the moment we can get your girl safe and stab that guy in the back, we'll get to it.
To be perfectly honest with you, Dakren, there's a part of me that wants to kill him outright. But if I get her back, and Branbrek back, and my body back, he can keep a copy of mine. And if I end the business deal amicably, I'd rather deal it that way than run the risk of creating an eternal enemy that I know next to nothing about that could come back to haunt me.
Fair enough. We'll
So
try and make...
While I get the sentiment of wanting to stab him in the back because he put me in this situation in the first place and he doesn't deserve to make demands of me, at the same time, experience has taught me that it's better to end things in a mutual benefit so that you don't fuel the fires for something more problematic later on. So if I can solve this with getting her and him back without with giving him or coming to some kind of agreement that doesn't spur some kind of... I heard this story about a Ganondorf character. I don't want to live with that for generations.
Ganondorf.
I just don't want him to, I don't want us to give him the key to a weapon and then say, all right, we depart as unlikely friends and have fun with that weapon of mass destruction.
Dakren. I feel like if we're grabbing that weapon together, there's two possibilities here. One is I just take that body for myself, and then hunky-dory, and then I use it to save her. Or we inherently make a flaw in the design of the armor when we give it to him, so then we exploit it and then destroy him. That's what I was thinking while having the discussion with him, but I'm not going... I'm even hesitant to say that right now, because I don't even know if he's spectating us.
All right, well...
And I'm sure he's planning for us to try and wiggle out of this in some way, so the straighter I can be on the path and dissuade him from thinking that we're going to betray him, I think it's better for her health and the likelihood of me ending up with the best case scenario.
All right, I think we're on the same page then, Bran. Or should I start calling you Ivan?
Call me what you're familiar with. It's still weird to be called Ivan.
We'll wait till you get that. We'll wait till you get Ivan's body back before you get it, so... Alright, I gotta go stop Hargus. I just run off.
Stop Hargus. Okay. And scene.
And back to the shrine.
Alright.
So anyway, you're basically a dick, but not a total dick.
Alright. Yeah, we can banter words all day back and forth, but let's get down to some brass tacks. So Ivan is over there in Bran's body. Bran, you stuck into Ivan's body. Is that body with Eleanor? Do you have both of them in captivity?
Are you muted?
Oh yeah, you can just speak. It's not class. I don't have to say your name.
I didn't do it.
Argus, let the man speak.
Argus?
Let the man speak.
He was glowing about being a dick.
The wretch cast silence again. Negotiations are going too well. I'm just going to whack.
Hello.
Oh,
There we go.
I can hear you now.
There's a movie going on in the background, so I've been muted or something. I don't know.
Right.
Anyways,
So
he says, I was mostly trying to scare you with how I said I treated the hostess of this body. There's a lot of
certain
hosts.
reputation
It's
you're trying to
complicated.
build. I understand that. That makes sense.
okay.
So, to put it simply, I can
Yes.
affect souls.
Right.
Yeah.
Simple
I
is
could
good
not
for me.
affect Ivan's soul properly, so I swapped it with the intimate soul that he had.
Good
That
work.
sucks. Yeah, that's
Right.
Yeah.
And
Not exactly. And when the souls were swapped, I found that the new spirit it wasn't the same. It was also strong, but it was
Spirited?
malleable.
Oh,
all right.
So, with what I could manage
that's
to...
better than pliable,
Mm.
I think.
With what I could manage to ascertain, dominate, control, I used the powers of Ivan's potential with Ivan's potential spot. It's like you feel like he's even having trouble understanding it.
Which body's which?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I interrupt for just half a
Oh,
moment?
please do.
Yeah.
We almost we're dangerously close to getting real
this is-
answers here. So
This is me. This is me as a player, and also just understanding Brad. There's a hard part of me that's like not liking this guy. I actually really like this guy. I'm like, I like the cut of this man's jib. I'm like, I would do business with this guy any day because I know what he wants in life. It's so bad. It's such a terrible villain. How dare you? Anyways, keep going. I just had to share that because it was making me smile because I'm like, I like this guy more and more.
jeez, a grudging admiration for your.
You are worried about
Yeah.
Hargus.
I admire this man's gusto. quite extravagantly.
Well, Ivan not Ivan, not Ivan. Kind of, he just stares. He's just. Well,
Yeah, maybe one of you should ask him for his actual name.
Yeah.
so starting
At
from
this
the top.
point, I wouldn't even bother.
Starting from the top,
Right.
I swapped 2 souls so I could
Right.
get the body I wanted.
Yes.
I couldn't end up getting it because it was still strong, but it was malleable.
All
so
right.
I managed to,
Right.
With
some
Gotcha.
magic
Gotcha.
of high level, of high degree rather,
Mhm.
I was able to manipulate the soul and the body and create a new body, one without
Okay.
the soul. And that is
Right.
the one I have
Mhm.
Impressive.
Yes.
personified.
So got that. And where is original body with Bran's soul inside of it? Is that with Eleanor?
Yes.
Okay, so they're together wherever you've got them. And when we bring this suit of armor back to you, that's when you're saying the exchange will happen. You'll get the suit of armor.
When
We'll
I
get
get
Eleanor
the armor,
and Ivan.
my body will possess it.
Okay, so you'll empty out of this thing and
I'll
take
empty out
over
of
the
this.
armor.
I'll empty out of this clone, and the clone will be the body will be entirely yours.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, I don't want a spare, Ivan body. That's not.
I would
what I'm
recommend
getting
keeping care of us.
But will you give the old switcheroo to Bran and Ivan then, if that's something that's, kind of in your wheelhouse? I mean, this is a pretty big job.
Persuasion check. He's somewhat reasonable.
I'm going to spend a sorcery point to re-roll that. Because it
Well,
was
would he consider
very
just
low.
giving his body now? So he would be operating at his optimal effectiveness.
Much better. Persuasion, that'll be a 20,
Just giving- just
25,
really motivating.
17 plus 8, 25.
No.
Just a morning wood of motivation, if you know what I mean.
You've twisted my arm, Jasper. I deem that's fair enough.
Oh, so you're going to give him
Alright.
his body now?
Not now, no, at the end. I
You
think,
really
right?
should let them.
When everything's
Right.
done,
Yeah.
you'll have 2 of his original bodies.
Spare body laying around. All right.
This is exhausting.
I will recommend do not inflict harm on me. Not because I will outlash, take it as an insult, and proceed to hurt someone. But because, quite honestly, when I move my fingers and they just ache a bit, so do hers. When I have a headache, so does she.
So,
Ah.
okay, I got you.
That's unpleasant. All right.
I lose a finger,
Um.
as does she.
Right. Yeah.
Soul magic
You're
is a
just
wonderful thing.
reconfirming my original synopsis,
Yeah.
my original
Alright.
theory. I got you.
Yeah.
Negotiations are over. I come into the room with the sword
Dave,
drawn.
I was just about to offer wine.
What kind of
Are
wine?
we?
I've got a little bit.
Are we
if
meant?
you've got wine.
Are we meant to meet back here? Are we meeting somewhere else? How's this going to work? How do we meet up again when all this is done? We're
We'll meet at the
stumbling
Star.
around the
We'll
Underdark
be meeting
for
at the Star Forge.
Oh,
the Star Forge.
That center town.
Is that a thing? That
Yes.
sounds cool.
It's a great ball of gas and fire, all intertwined with mechanical arcane mechanisms deep beneath the Underdark. It is the Undersun, as they call it.
Hey,
Wow. Powerful forge.
Undersun.
That sounds like something.
I mean,
It really is. But of course, I can't
Sounds
risk
like it.
hurting this body. So, I need someone to do my dirty work, unfortunately.
I got you. Yeah.
And what should we address you? You're obviously not Ivan.
Are you going to call yourself Ivan?
Navi. It's backwards.
No, that's too fey for my taste.
We already had an elf named Navi, so can't do that one.
That's what we did, didn't we?
Yeah. Was that on purpose?
When I said it, I was like, what is it?
Call me
Navi
Cyrus.
was off of the navigator abbreviation.
Oh, interesting.
That was not on purpose.
Naviara.
You may call me Cyrus.
Cyrus. All
That's
right.
You just ruined a great name for me.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I really kind of feel like that's really ruining a great name.
Is that a C Cyrus or an S Cyrus?
You thought about being
It should
dark.
be an S first because he's evil.
I prefer C if we're being polite.
Cyrus.
I'd be talking about dark
So our
thinking.
quest is bring all the pieces of that thing, that suit of armor, to the Undersun.
About
To the
penis
other
love.
sun, where it will be forged by my valuable smiths.
Valuable of what now?
Smiths.
Smiths. All
Well,
right.
what would they do
So we
to
have to
it?
find a way to the
Size it?
Underdark, and then find a way to those cities, and then find a way to get the armor.
Right.
What are they going to do with
Seems
this
simple
armor? Resize it?
Wear it.
Argus, I've explained this to you already. It's in multiple pieces.
Oh. You just strap it on, right?
It's more. Think of it as a vessel, less than it's a tank per se.
Like golem parts that have been spread around.
Oh. That's something.
Now, I will warn you, each piece held in each city is held with different tastes. Some worship the pieces, some don't care for them at all, some consider them demon spawns. Regardless, they do affect the culture of the people down there. So, if you're willing to bring annoyance, irritation to an entire world beneath your feet, free to.
Let's be honest, we were going to be doing that by simply existing.
You seem to have, Cyrus, you seem to have a lot of trust.
I've actually come to enjoy it, if you want to know the truth of it. So
You seem to have a lot of trust in us for saving basically a single living being in exchange for shaking the cultures of a bunch of people and creating a weapon of mass destruction?
Change is inevitable. You're saving a life. Need
probably
not
all
lives be taken with the change of their ways.
But change is difficult
Of course it's difficult.
and
I
slow.
know it
Interesting
best.
things.
I mean, is this
Does
something
got
that
some
you
interesting
expect to
things.
take years of time?
I expect you to get it done. I don't care how long it takes, because I can guarantee you, I can outlive you and find someone new if I must. I have trust in you because you've made nice names across this world,
Thanks.
even beyond this world in some manners.
Well, thanks. I don't know what else to say except thanks. It's quite a
And he
compliment.
probably knows that Ivan doesn't go, Ivan's business side of him would kind of compel him out of sheer habit and duty, as
Muscle
well as
memory.
sheer desire to get this working. Listen, there's a bit of a vice on Bran right now.
The Underdark has had so little connection to the overworld. Why not reunite two peoples? It could be a beautiful thing.
Sounds
Very
like a
unlikely.
crazy gnome that we know that was butchered by Shaz.
All right, let's get out of here. I think we've spoken to this being
Hello.
enough.
Well,
I
now,
imagine
what's
we
in this
eventually
for
meet back
me?
at the inn.
I was writing
What's
it
in
all
this?
down, but under Hargis, what's in it for me? I don't have anything. So what's in it for me?
What's in it for you? Nothing, Hargus.
I'll give you
Possibly
I'll give
the
you a
greatest
sidekick.
story
I don't
ever
know.
Whispering in
told.
my ear that he's not getting anything. So what you got going on?
How
You
about
want me to
the
give you something in exchange for your services?
I
Harvest.
like stuff. I like stuff.
I'll give you a sidekick.
I don't like people that much.
Well, it's something, and you asked for something, so you'll be getting something.
Hargus?
I've got a sidekick.
You'll get
Put
the
my hand on
greatest.
Shaz's hat. I'm on Jasper's hat.
You'll get
He
the
doesn't
story
know.
of.
Sometimes you forget.
You'll get one of the greatest stories of a quest ever told, Hargus.
Okay. Sounds good. Jasper,
want the sidekick?
any questions? Jasper,
What's that?
any questions?
No, I think that'll about do it for now.
Oh, well, all right. Kill you later. See you later.
Alright.
Bye.
And did he give us like a map with these locations marked on it or
Yes.
something?
Yeah, I think he gave it to Brent.
Yeah.
Ivan
You
Brand.
Right. Brand took it.
Ivan.
Alright. How many locations are there on this?
Let me double check. I'll get back to you on that. But I do know it's not too horrible. Bad,
It's
though.
only 30.
But
Yeah.
They separated it at every joint,
Mm-hmm.
including finger knuckles.
Alright, Bran, like seriously, how many spots are there on that thing? Like what are we looking at here? I mean, depending on how you break armor apart, this could be
hold on.
a literal nightmare.
I'll get back to you on that. I am busy destroying an in-room at the moment.
Look at the map very carefully.
Rock and
6?
roll.
There are 6 cities
I
surrounding
used to be
one
an
central
unbud.
city.
Go for it, boy.
6 cities.
6 cities. Joy.
We could talk to our crap. We can talk to our chapter house and see if we can get any support for this quest. We are spreading the name of the guild.
We're kind of independent now. We have our own Firebrand hall that we maintain. But
I just assumed
I'm sure they would be
guild.
willing to lend help if we needed it. But I don't know. They're kind of we're kind of beyond their level of help, I think.
I mean, we're not going to go to war with each of these cities to get this thing, so our best bet is going in and trying to steal it through, stealth and subterfuge, right?
Yeah. Are we
Yeah,
taking a short rest at the inn? Is that fair to assume? Like as we're
Yeah, I think the new parameters of this venture require some planning before we decide
okay?
to
I'll
do
take a
it.
short
You
rest.
guys begin taking a short rest. During this time, Shaz isn't really improving. He keeps just...
Oh dear. Did you get your noodle scrambled there, Shaz?
I think
I
having
like
his mind
noodles.
controlled and then transformed into a mind of an animal, and then violently switching back to everything normal, might not have been healthy.
I pull out a little pouch of herbs from my pocket and kind of grind them up in my hands, and then I'll just go, here, have a sniff of this, and then I'll put my hand on his shoulder and cast Greater Restoration on him. There you go. Snap out of it. There you go. There you go. Come on,
Greater
buddy.
with the diamond dust?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
What's up, my baby boy?
Over there in the corner.
He
Over there in the corner,
He
buddy.
goes over to the corner and you just hear him hurling. Everything hurts. It's like my mind can take damage somehow. Feels so psychically inclined.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Too much thinking will do that to you.
I'll just knock off that 100 gold worth of diamond dust. Limited supplies here, boyos. Stocked up before we left, but
You using that liberally. But here,
Shaz kind of raises his hands like, I'm going to do the classical Shaz context thing again this time, guys.
which now?
Brian at the point comes down and he's like, Shaz, if you wouldn't mind doing a favor, could you look for entrances to the Underdark in other locations?
Other than the thing that they cleared out?
Send us messages. Well, I mean, we might go down there and there might be a better path online to get to one of the other cities.
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
That might be good to have a contact up top, and and Jasper could cast sending periodically. We could get some information or tips on Underdark culture, maybe any legends about this mighty servant that have been told.
Oh yeah. Looking at the map, I'm not even sure if all the Underdark cities are easily interconnected, or if we're gonna have to figure that path out ourselves. So part of me is wondering if it would be useful to see if there's other entrances that we may approach some of those cities from the surface.
Well, we know there's an entrance
Might be
through
closer
Voxcon,
than going through. Well, yes.
so we know one
We know
there.
there's somewhere there's one there, but I don't know if we know exactly. I mean, they probably know, and maybe they've closed several of those tunnels. Maybe we can open one up. But for the moment, we'll pursue this one. But there's no guarantee that we'll be able to get from one city to the next, right?
I don't think we have that guarantee, although maybe if we look closely at this map, it will do map things and show us if that is the case or not.
This is a very rough sketch of the map. So the center area is the Undersun.
Uh-huh.
These are the 6 cities.
Alright, right.
Center city beneath the Undersun is considered the capital, even though the Undersun's the biggest city.
So the map implies
Well,
that
kind
the
of.
cities are
They kind of look
interconnected.
like there's roads between them, but who knows if that's
They're a mixture of roads and tunnels.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, right.
Let's go destroy some other cultural environmental balances and cultural imbalances, as adventurers do.
I suppose is that part and parcel with the whole thing. Hey. Alright.
Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? I'm just feeling a little bit stabby.
Sure.
It's a common
Understandable.
symptom.
Well, Shaz is going as the city's being evacuated. You guys technically still have to deal with that thing.
Yeah, no, that's what we're talking about next. Speaking of which, kind of told Flint about this creature. That creature's kind of in the way.
Right.
Kind of not in the way. Do we want to deal with it or just sneak past it?
Well, I mean, is Flint gonna be happy abandoning his city, or does he want us to?
No, I
mean-
I don't imagine so. And there
Right.
may have been an unspoken agreement to take care of the beastie, but I'm not sure if I agreed to that unspoken agreement.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
whatever you guys do.
on the one hand, I don't know that I want to leave that thing there at the doorstep of our retreat. You know, that may be there waiting for us when we come out in a bad situation.
We've taken worse. We can take that thing, especially when we're, you know, fresh. We haven't fought anything for quite a while. It's been about a month since we've had any real action. I say we just go
I think
fight.
we all are to some degree.
It seems
I think it was-
to go wandering at night, so
Well, do we want to set up a trap for it, or do we want to just, attack it head on in the morning because it seems to be? I
If
don't
it
know.
goes
It seems
back
like a
to
dark
that-
creature.
yeah, if it goes back to that seat and I suppose we could go look now. It's returned.
Oh, that
Then we can
thing.
see if it's
Oh,
sitting in the chair and sleeping, and then...
Well, I'll say this: the ascent up was rather difficult, and even with my ability, it was kind of noisy.
All right.
We might be able to
fly
take a
over.
longer path, or fly, or something that way. But if we go during the daytime, I'm pretty sure it's going to see us when we're on our way up, or at least hear us.
I don't think that stealth is the best way to deal with this thing.
Just for point of reference, you can, besides its mouth, there's no features of a face. You can't see the eyes, no ears. It's hard to tell how it actually sees.
Right.
I'm just assuming that it can hear me.
Sense of smell, I would assume, is very acute.
I say,
No.
And that just because it doesn't have my same orifices, it doesn't mean it doesn't have the capabilities that I do.
Sight, yeah.
I say we put
But,
glue on the throne, and then it sits on it and gets stuck,
So glue.
and then we
I got
attack.
some stubborn glue right here. We can just
That'd be fun.
This evil bad guy who just why do you have a cushion on your butt all the time? I'm not talking about it.
Long story.
not talking about it. There's a bit of fluff on your bottom.
All right, well... All right, do you want to go and hit it in the morning then,
Then
after
it starts trending, and everybody's got one.
it's done evacuating the city here, or do you want to try and hit it today?
I'm ready to
I'm going
go.
with hitting it today.
Let's get it done. Let's get, if it's threatening the danger of Flint's home, I want to get rid of it.
All
Is there
right.
any lore I can obtain about this creature?
I would probably say not.
Not beyond what you already heard from that person at the beginning of the adventure. Right.
It's ancient. It's ugly.
It's nondescript.
I'm doing my
Alright,
best, guys.
It's ugly. It's nondescript.
Should we fly? Should we fly over there and do that, or do you want to hike over?
I mean, I'm fine with hiking if that's fine, because then you have an extra spell slot. But
Sure.
or extra capability. I don't know what the slot thing is.
I don't know why I said that.
Yes, you do. Don't you
Don't know
have
why.
some magic tricks of your own, Brad?
I've
yeah,
I've decided that it just makes so much more sense for that to be just the real world parlance, or else things get so confusing. You know.
Like they don't even bat an eye.
As you guys are
Spell slots.
discussing,
You know what it is.
as you guys are discussing, you hear in the corner just,
You looking for a mount?
What? No. What? No.
you turn around and you see what appears to be a little, just a small goblin looking at all of you.
Kill it.
Huh?
Goblin!
You've chosen poorly.
You have chosen poorly.
I look around though, like
It's
I've only
23
seen
to hit.
dwarves in this town. Is anyone noticing this?
Yeah, you guys are sitting in the most people are leaving, but the
Yeah.
bartender kind of sees the goblin, doesn't seem deeply perturbed, maybe a little weirded out, but it doesn't seem like it's something irregular.
Did you ask us if we wanted a mount? What are you doing here? Who are you?
Oh,
Why is my blade not going through your neck?
Read the room.
Oh, I see. Because I'm a goblin, you're a little perturbed.
I mean, we kind of just got over the wars here. Have you been in this town? Did they let you live here?
Yeah,
All
I'm a
right,
good
I mean,
beast wrangler.
okay. Sure.
I mean,
sure.
technically, most people don't know I live here.
Okay.
So you're
alright.
saying they just openly choose to ignore your existence?
He probably wears a mask or something with a, lips painted on it.
I just stay in my room all day.
Okay.
Oh, he's an otaku, a beast tamer.
So you have mounts to offer us?
If you want to traverse the horrific rocks, I can give you something cool.
We've got
Is it a
methods
T-Rex?
of doing it. Thanks.
Okay, no, let's hear the man out.
No, I
He's
mean,
not going anywhere.
I do like a good beast, so, I mean...
We've
I
got
mean, you have
Hargus's
that stable,
goats
so
that we
you
got
don't
here
get to
on.
pick one. You don't get to spend money on more.
Well, I mean, we should take a look, right? I mean...
Yeah, but I'm afraid that you're going to see something like a weird black cat panther thing that you're just going to be,
No.
doing something
This
stupid.
Not only is this mount a form of transportation, it's portable.
I mean, come on. Let's
We
take
already
a look.
have a snail that can do that.
Well,
Thanks.
just one snail, though. We need some others.
Yeah, you have travel snail.
I do, actually, yes.
Oh,
Are you willing to buy?
Fran. let's see what the man. Let's see what the man's talking about here. I'm
Okay,
Need to look at-
Fine. Well, hear him out.
yeah.
Present your spear, and I will not be judgmental.
Yeah. What do you got here? What's your
And
name?
pull out
there?
a notepad and quill.
Yeah.
yeah, especially useful for Underdark traversing. Yes.
All right, that's pretty good. All right. What? Let's see.
Why
What do you got?
does he know this?
What looks to be like a jug.
He kind of like walks over to outside. Maybe outside. Oh wait, no, it works here. And he places the jug on the floor. He
Okay.
takes the lid off, and this strange, it's like a purpley blue ooze begins comes out, and then kind of like shifts and forms.
Taking a few
Eventually-
steps back.
Eventually, it just kind of takes this almost amalgamation kind of animalistic shape, and it just looks at you with like these undistinguished features.
Right.
This is my finest specimen.
Huh.
Huh?
And you write it.
Yes. You go in it, and it takes you.
Could you demonstrate?
Yeah. Why don't you show us how that works? I would love to see that.
And the creature engulfs him. And you see him on the inside, like in jello. It seems to. It kind of like
Wait, at this point, Bran says, "Let's give it 5 minutes."
He does not appear to be burning alive. No.
Or
Doesn't seem the
suffocating,
best
or
choice.
something else like that.
But he says, "Watch this," and
Ooh.
see that he and the slime go inside the pot.
Okay.
Then he comes back out. And he's like,
Does he make
and
that
this
noise?
creature seems to be speaking at the same time as he does. It's like this
farting
more
noises
kind of
like
version of
that.
his voice. Like, "So, are you interested?"
Alright. Enough of your magic tricks, Goblin. We're on a serious quest here. Get out of here.
Well, I mean, that's pretty good, Dakren. I mean, think of how fast does
Okay,
it go?
well, why don't you ask him how much?
Yeah, so that's one mount for one person. How much would it cost to buy?
Well,
I'm
normally
not
it would be
writing one of
15,000
those
gold
things.
pieces, but I like you guys, so I'm gonna drop it down to 15 copper.
Okay, now I know this is a scam. Get out of here right now, and I point my sword at him. Get out.
I just I stopped that Dakren. I'm like, okay, so you're saying you will sell us this pot that contains this creepy creature for 15 copper? Here's your 15 copper. And then I say, Jasper, the pot's yours.
Just
Happy birthday.
Return!
and the
Happy
and
birthday.
this
Goes into it.
slime goes back in the pot. He puts the jug back on. He gives it to you. He says,
Have a good one. It's called Go-Goo.
and he leaves.
A Gogu.
Go goo.
A Gogu.
No, just go goo, but a go.
Yeah. A Gogu. A Gogu.
Grogu.
So you guys essentially have
Maybe
a
go-goo?
you have an ooze that you could use to move through tiny ass cracks.
Is
I like the way it
there
said that.
Do not give Hargis ideas. All right, moving on.
We've got the Gogu. Huh.
So, Goku, how many people can ride it? Just
Whoa,
one person at a time.
5 people can go in it at a time. Actually, no, 4.
Oh, it's a
4. It's
huge
considered
creature?
It's considered a large creature. So 4. Can go
Okay,
in it.
4 people, but it's a tight fit kind of a thing.
The tight fit.
Okay. Noted, in case we ever
Technically,
find an
it's
extra
not,
companion that
because
we're trying to
you're
save,
become
or
new in a
otherwise,
sense.
it only helps with 4 people.
I mean, you guys are 4 people at the moment.
Yeah, but let's be honest, we may encounter some, sniveling slave or otherwise in the Underdark that we're trying to save, and then, well...
I guess they have to walk.
Yeah.
Okay, plan on sniffling slaves on your list. Is this, like, do you have a pack for that or something? How can you prepare for that?
Let's just put them in the bag of holding.
No, I'm saying that I need to be aware of that in case we encounter a situation that
Right.
this is not going to solve. So,
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I
eventually,
thought maybe you guys would appreciate the ability to move through, like...
No.
you could have given me a 10-foot. You could have given us a 10-foot pole, and I would have said something along the lines of, "Okay, so it's not going to help in a 20-foot chasm."
This thing... Well,
All right.
Just trying to be creative, guys.
Hey, no, you misunderstand, Hayden. We are not. This is not us against you as a DM. This is our characters against that goblin. So you are doing just fine. Like, seriously, keep them coming.
Understanding the limits, so I don't automatically assume that I can do something with it that isn't as intended.
Right.
So,
Mr. Businessman,
so
Mr. Businessman, Mr. Goblin Hater, Mr. Lover of Inventions. We're all just.
Yeah.
You want me to hold on to that ooze for you?
You want to take the Gogu?
Hold on to it. That's an awesome pass wall.
It very much is, yes.
You can't grow a decent beard, so you no goat, but you know.
How long does it take you to? Do you make these? Do you grow them?
Oh, he's gone. He took his money and left.
you know, the goblin's gone.
Now
He
the
also
real
seemed to
test
know
here.
about he also seemed to know about our travel to the Underdark that was about to take place.
The real test here is going to be whether or not that thing runs off after a day of travel. It's an old traveling merchant trick where you come across merchants and they sell you.
Listen,
For
a silver and 5
deal.
pieces is like barely a ration, so
It's pretty good.
It was worth the jerky meat that I would have probably spent on it otherwise. And besides, now it serves as a valuable lesson in case this goes horribly wrong, because the one that was interested in it was you, Jasper. So I'm going to hold you accountable for that.
Indeed. Well, I do have a giant elk for riding today, so...
Why don't you put
and
the giant
my
elk
panther,
inside the giant
And
ooze?
my badger. I think it's too big, actually. The elk is quite large. He's a big
Is it
fella.
large size or is it huge size?
It's huge. It's huge. Yeah, the elk is huge.
Because elks are large, and then giant elks are the next size up.
Yeah.
Cannot fit in it.
That's why I can't take my elk on a boat.
I mean, we could probably forcibly make the elk fit in it, but it may not stay in this
Why?
plane of
They
existence
swim.
when we tried to.
You just tie a rope to its horn and make it swim behind the boat.
They swim really well. He pushes the boat.
There you
Anyway.
go.
We give him
Alright.
a big enough carrot to hang in front of him.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you want to try and destroy this thing in front of the?
I mean, the sooner we take
umbrella?
care of that, the sooner that we start traveling into the Underdark, but we're going to need light sources. I'm sorry, but I hate to say it, Argus is not good in the dark.
That's fine.
I've got the flashlight.
Well, here's my point, is I don't really want to draw attention by having a lit torch.
Well, why don't I
Well, that
see
would-
about
what's-
finding a scroll?
What
or-
alternative
or a
light are you talking about then? If not
Potion
torches.
somewhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is it might be worthwhile to look for a source that way. Maybe Flint can make us something after we kill this thing.
Where
So-
are we?
Oh, you
We're
mean
still in-
after we kill the thing?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we're in the little.
after we kill the thing. I'm saying that we've got some prep work to do. I'm not just going to wander into the Underdark as
Correct.
is without
Right.
leaving any messages behind or otherwise.
Well, here, let's go kill it so that these people don't have to sleep overnight in some old rickety ruin because they think that their
They get
town is
attacked
in
by
danger.
bandits, and then we get blamed for that. Yes.
I mean, I'm sure Flint can handle some bandits or whatever, but I don't know what beasts are in there. Maybe there's another one of these things in that place. I don't want that to happen. So why don't we just go kill it, go tell the people they're safe so that they don't have to stay overnight there, and then we can have another meeting, maybe with Flint, see what he is capable of in helping us, that sort of thing.
As you guys are discussing this, Jasper is putting a saddle and reins onto a giant elk and a panther. He's just sort of tightening up, tightening up the saddle on the panther.
Well, why don't we just climb the elk? It'll just climb up the mountain. It's got legs that are like 10 feet tall.
Yeah. We could check. We could check on that.
Yeah.
We could check on that. I don't know if Flint made it sound like this was kind of a modest town, but we could ask him.
You might find somebody who makes them, but an actual establishment, probably not.
In other words, Flint. Flint is the mayor, the general store, the...
He's basically the entire militia of the town. And the head craftsman, and that's about
also the most experienced medic,
the mayor, the medic.
He's not like he's not into leadership or government, but pretty much everything else, he's happy to help.
You say that, but he inherently takes those roles because the leadership just defers to his opinion.
Yeah.
So they're his puppets anyways.
He's just the local celebrity, and they're just like, let's just ask Flint. What do you think he thinks?
Let's ask our local hero Flint for his decision. I'm not here to settle your dispute on housing.
WFD.
He might take it over and we won't have to worry about it.
What should I name my baby? Let's ask Flint.
He's like, all right, listen, I'm gonna make a list tomorrow, and I'm gonna add to it. If anything's on the list, I don't want you bothering me about it, okay? Slams the door.
3 weeks later, the list has tripled in size.
And he's just like...
And then his wife comes up to him. Maybe it's time we move out of town.
Some place where they don't know who we are. You can visit whenever you want.
You love his Shaz.
Probably, you're right.
This is just Flint's lot in life. Every 10, 15 years, he's got to move town.
He just revolutionizes the technology of the town, and then they're like, "Yay, plumbing!"
He pulls out of his chart of beard styles and.
All right. Well, so you guys are going to go to this thing now.
Let's go.
I call Epona.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like we're well rested. We're pining for a fight, and we've got a bunch of bottled up anger to unvent.
A lot of All right.
Rage.
Did we eat crickets this morning, Jasper?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What on earth? Nay, I say.
Is that five more max
Epona
HP?
probably like a pancake roll.
5 HP each. Yeah.
Can I have one of them pancakes?
So three of us.
Except for Bran. Yep. Do you give one to Shaz?
I don't feel too hungry right now.
Just eat it anyways.
Sounds like Shaz might be.
He might not be able to hold down food for a while.
When Epona comes, I give him a pancake and I let him drink my beer.
Okay, so you don't get the extra 5 HP.
No.
Yep.
Okay.
Who does?
All right.
Who's Epona?
My horse.
I thought you had a bunch of
When
goats.
did you get a horse?
He's got a grand beard. I called him last summer.
It's the Kieran.
Oh, okay. So the Kieran gets 5 extra hit points then.
Apparently that was part of the deal.
I was aware that there's a cave in. I did not know that it is making itself look like a horse at the moment, or that it's been a constant travel companion. So, news.
I didn't say
but
that.
Interesting.
It comes and
Okay.
goes.
Okay.
All right.
It usually comes out with
as the
friends.
player,
I don't
yeah.
know where they are today.
All right. How do you want to go at this thing? Should we? Do you want to sneak around, try and come at it from above, or come at it from the sides? There's a couple different approaches.
I say I rush in and attack it, and you guys all ambush it when I lead it. Maybe out of the cave? What do you think? You guys want to wait outside the cave entrance?
Rush.
I'll just drag it out, and you guys just ambush it? What do you guys think about that?
It sounds
So
like
we're just gonna blitzkrieg this thing.
yeah, and it sounds like Bran wants to sneak up with you, and maybe get a shot in, from the sneaky sort of position.
Yeah, I'm not letting you take all this glory for yourself. Sorry, Dakren.
All right, so Hargus, you and I want to stay back and keep it on ranged attacks, and we'll let these rush in and
These two fools rush in.
just mash face.
Well, would you like me to enhance your abilities?
I mean, I think that would be great.
I don't think I'll need
Concentration spells become a thing. So
Oh.
yeah, you couldn't do any fun stuff during the fight if you
We're
kept up the
fine. Don't worry about
enhanceability.
that. Just
Alright.
get your, use your magic for just breaking the thing. You got those shatters, right? You can just shatter it. It's
Right.
made of stone, and
Shatter will
Actually-
probably do well. This one.
Can't most of you do shatter? Just do that to it.
I can't.
Hargus and I can.
Oh, so
Hargus
it's
and I
made
can.
of stone?
Flint
Looks
can,
like
though.
it. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, Flint
I guess
seems to
we'll
be
find
able
out.
to do that too. It looks kind of stonish, kind of fleshy, and a melty.
Okay, we're going, Shaz. You sure you don't want to murder things with us? We'll be back in the evening.
It's fine, Shaz. You just stay here, hold the fort down, just make sure nothing happens to the village. Go ahead and take a nap.
And hold your own fort down.
And your
All
food.
right.
Okay.
Alright, well, look, guys.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we're off to say a wizard, a wonderful Wizard of Oz.
You
Alright.
guys would like to traverse?
All right, there.
I say we fly, right? Why
Yeah,
take
If you guys
fly?
want to expend that,
I think we'll be fine.
fly?
I mean, I think it'll. I don't want to get there and be exhausted, right? Let's just get there, be
Yeah.
energized and ready to fight, and we may not even need most of our spells.
why not?
Well, if we do a fly spell, that will be on Hargus. How many can you do with your Hargus? Your
Just to double check, we're all level 10, right?
11. 11.
11. Have you leveled up?
Right. No, I believe I am down one level because I was res for a while.
You can subtract one level from res and give it to Bran if you want. That's what I did with Flint. Because Flint's
Yeah, that's
taking
more
it
fun.
easy,
Yeah.
so he's starting to
Res might come
get.
back.
Flint's starting to kind of get rusty because he's been.
Yeah, what do you get? Blind sight?
I don't
do
know when
you?
rogues get blind sight. Blind sight's pretty cool. They do eventually. I just don't
master,
know.
or is it like
Yeah, that
master
seems
attack
like a
or
later
something?
thing, but I'm sure there's something good that you get.
At 11.
This is
Reliable
me choosing
talent.
rogue.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
gonna
reliable.
multi-class?
I've already been multi-classing.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
you-
I forgot about that.
Wizard with wizard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so this will probably be the first time you see me use those abilities, so... Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't really.
I feel like
cracked
you
them
used it
open. Aside
once
from going
before, but
invisible, I
maybe not.
suppose. Yeah, he's going invisible a lot.
The invisible thing I had from my...
Yeah, we probably thought that was his
Oh.
arcane trickery. But
You guys ready?
Actually, you guys never saw me go invisible.
Hey, Jasper, I don't think ever saw him go invisible anyway. He's on
Jasper even really knows he has magic abilities other than the weird fire dagger thing he did on the boat that one time.
on the Shadow Blade. It's pretty.
All right, all right, Hargis. How many of us can you?
Murder.
How many of us can you make fly?
Just a moment. Okay. Fly.
Yeah.
I believe I can levitate one of you and fly two of you.
You could just pick up Jasper if you really wanted to.
I am pretty light.
So you
I
need.
could also
So you'd
just
only
ride.
need to cast it on three people. So like,
I can actually throw the spell more than once.
no,
so I could-
it's concentration.
Oh, okay.
So just whatever level 3 of us can fly at, and one of us can carry Jasper.
I think I might ride with my critters just to kind of keep it along the ground. They can move pretty fast. So
Okay.
I might just go ground patrol and get up to that area there. I mean, we don't have to fly like 100 feet in the air. We can fly relative.
Works for me. Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, and that way you don't have to spend any more on me.
All right, cool.
All right. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Yeah. Alright, let us begin then.
Alley-ho!
So, I guess we start our ascent, and we're doing it through fly, right?
Correct.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jasper will ride the giant elk since it's so much stronger. That way he won't tire out the panther for when he gets closer.
So you want to elk your way up the steps? I'd say it's easy enough. Giant elk.
Well, so we get to the area, and it was kind of a bowl. And in the bowl, there were steps that led up to the
No,
inset
it was kind
area.
of like a half. It was a cave.
Right.
Like area.
You have to actually get up to it, though.
You come up to the flat plateau, and then it's like an amphitheater kind of thing, if I
Gotcha.
recall correctly. Is
Okay.
that right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Well, in that case, when we get to that area, we'll want to start being stealthy then, and decide how we move forward from here. So, like,
I say we
get
just
to the
charge
top
in.
of the plateau.
It won't know what hit it anyway. Let's just go for it. What do you think?
I don't know if it knows what we are, so let's go. Yeah,
All right.
We're charging up to
Jasper
attack this thing, either through flight or
How do
otherwise.
Jasper's gonna switch to the snail, then.
Okay.
And,
Doesn't the snail go? I have a climb speed of like 100 feet.
yeah, it's really fast. It's super fast, and it can also climb.
Okay.
All right. And he positions himself in that funny little snail saddle. Gets his feet in there.
That you all begin. You may make stealth checks. I guess the snail has to as well.
Oh, we're approaching it stealth rather than just.
I'm not moving
yeah.
stealthily. I'm just
No, they're
striding
not,
forward.
I'm not doing stealthily, so.
Okay, so you guys are just going in like sounding
We
the
started
running-
yelling,
they're
we
running
started
and screaming.
yelling at the base of this in the town and started yelling, running our way up there, like a bad.
Okay, so 3 of you are
Mechanic.
flying, and then 1 of you snailing in.
Or do you guys want to wait on the outside and I will lead it back to you?
I'm
No, we're just going to attack this thing. Let's full frontal assault this thing.
Yes.
I want to get to.
Is we all die. The best that can happen is we learn from our mistake. Let's go.
I want to
Finally,
get the lay of the land.
no more sneaking around like we did last month. Ah, just like the old times, hi, Brad?
You know, I feel like a lot of my missions were a bit more quiet until we started.
All right, so I'm just gonna fly along the ground, so I don't have to even touch the ground.
That weird, like, anime style, just barely above with the shadow underneath. Yeah.
Jasper's got the highest speed, so he'll peel off to the left to let other people charge straight towards the center.
Damn.
So he'll peel
Or
off
you
left and curve
zigzag.
around. Yeah.
Serpentine. So yeah, we ascend
We
the
do
steps.
that.
I assume that the snail makes noise, even though the rest of us are flying.
He'll make some noise, yes.
Kind of
But
What does snail do?
I think Bran is going, or I should Dakren. Were you charging? Did you have like a battle
I'll
cry
get
that
some
you were yelling at?
battle music if you guys would like.
Yeah, I'm gonna
every
just
time you
charge. Yeah.
Should we roll for initiative at this point?
Dakren's going in, guns blazing. So
Yeah, I'm
Whatever
gonna
you had
cast.
planned for our normal ascent just got thrown out the window. So.
Well, okay, you're as you're ground upwards diving in. I don't know. You're
yeah.
okay. So you're just going straight through the entrance. Then. I just wanted to.
Yeah,
be
you
perfectly
know, we're flying straight at this thing. This thing's having a nice, peaceful day on its chair, sipping some tea, and then just hears in the distance.
Yeah.
clear.
We're kind of-
Well,
we're
I'd
kind of
ask you what your
in a line.
I'd ask you what your
Yeah.
AC is, Dakren, but I'm pretty sure my 27 hits you.
Yep. Wait, did we even? What happened?
Like I said, it doesn't require hearing nor sight to see you.
But did we not even roll initiative?
This is as you come in, but I would say roll initiative. But as you're coming in, it knew you were coming.
But so did.
we
So
had a
we still got our
held
surprise
action.
round,
It's
or
held action.
Held action. Okay.
So it was ready for us.
It was ready for you.
all right.
So this fellow is rude.
Jasper's plan is to come in around the side wall and then underneath the roof carved out. Gonna be riding side down, looking down on the battle.
I won't lie to you guys. Like
Explain he
this
was
is.
doing it wrong. He's supposed to do
I
it like
looked at the
this.
speed of fly. I looked at its senses, and it lined up perfectly. It had exactly one turn to prepare itself.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well,
Well,
here we go.
Okay, so let's get some initiative rolls.
Maybe I could do decent initiative for the second
11
time in the entire
for
campaign.
Branbrek.
I got a new 20-sided.
23.
Not terrible.
It doesn't fit down my
Woo! 23.
rolling tower.
Pretty good. 14 for Jasper.
Okay,
50 plus 6, I believe.
21.
Yep.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah. 21.
The elk, panther, and badger charging on the ground. The other guys, they're all interspersed with the guys leading the frontal assault.
Okay. That definitely makes it Dakren's turn. It's fitting, but you're gonna see as you fly in. You come in just completely prepared, sword at the ready, just in a puff of smoke, and then you see its giant, and then you see the giant sledgehammer. It's was described by Bran. Yeah, I hope you described that.
I did not.
Never mind.
You never said
You see
anything about a
giant
sledgehammer.
flying towards you, spinning in an arc, and it hits you square in the noggin.
I mean, I explained everything to Flint. I never explained a thing to them.
I hold up my shield and it absorbs most of the blow, but it's still just. Oh, you never said anything about a sledgehammer.
I never said anything in the first place. Yeah!
No plan.
How much damage?
This is the plan.
Let me calculate that.
Sometimes no plan is the best plan.
That's not what I wanted. Prepare DM,
52 points
guys.
of bludgeoning damage.
How high is the ceiling of this thing that Jasper's hanging down?
That's a good question.
Yeah, and how big is the arena? That sort of thing.
It is.
I think it's like a half circle, basically. So we're looking at like a half circle.
It's like a 50-foot radius, I'd say.
50-foot radius. Okay, so
And
he's
then-
50 foot below me. Okay, cool. 50 foot. Good.
He rolled pretty high.
And how? Okay.
50 foot.
You see the sledgehammer spinning towards you. You take 35 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, ouchie.
And then you see it stop in midair and swing back as it grabs it.
Oh, that's so cool!
And it's just
I'm very impressed right now that I wasn't fearing for my life.
here. It's in. I will not be. You hear this in your minds, actually.
Oh.
I will not be bested by mind flayer toys.
Do we know what mind flayers
You
are?
are right, is what I say out loud, and I keep going for
You're,
the
you're
attack.
not wrong.
Technically accurate,
You're not wrong.
but you're not right in the way you think you're right.
All right, you got. That makes it Dakren. You just got smacked by this flying sledgehammer that just went
I
straight
imagine
back
that he got
to you.
smacked and went flying against the wall and is just like cratered into it at the moment.
He's cratered into one of the pillars.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I just like hover in midair, and I'm just like, oh, oh, my eyes glow bright red. Everything else goes dark. I'll do Shadow of Moil. And so then suddenly I become very hard to see for all of you as well. I just suddenly kind of go black in the blackness of the cave and streak
Such a
towards
cool
it. 60 feet speed, right, with fly?
Yep.
So Hargis is the one maintaining our fly spell at the moment, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna rush forward. So I cast Shadow of Moil. Probably should have cast that earlier, but then I'm gonna rush
I don't
forward.
think I have to concentrate because I threw it with the
You
heart.
do have to concentration.
Yeah, so don't get hit. Just stay behind and do stuff that doesn't require.
Okay, make your attacks as normal.
Okay, so Shadow of Moil is my action, and then I rush forward and use Action Surge, and I'm going to make my attacks. And you said make them normal,
Great.
right?
Classic decks.
Yeah.
Hard for me to not imagine you as Percy when Orthax was possessing him.
Okay, 21
It's
and 23.
also this.
All right. But he like dodge, like he parries and stuff and defends as if he can see me.
As you go in, it's like the mouth.
Like this poor excuse of a callus of a head. If it had eyes, you could consider it the head. It's just a faceless skull, like a faceless
Noggin, I guess. It seems to keep track with you the entire time.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm not, my heavily obscured doesn't affect him. Got it. Okay, that's 20. That's 23 points of magical slashing damage total from the 2 hits. So I just and as my bonus action, I do Second Wind,
Okay, fair.
and that's all of my actions. Yes, and I rolled a 10, so that's 12 at once. Good turn so far. All right, that's my turn.
Okay. That brings it to Hargis.
As we came in, I told the pollinators, circle around and I'll play the bagpipes. Don't get hit.
Okay.
The 5th level. Oh, nice. 8, 8, 16.
5th level shatter?
Yeah.
What level?
It is big enough that you can avoid the flying back one easily.
Which level?
5th level shatter.
Nice.
So it's like
What's the damage?
Disadvantage on that save.
It's
yeah.
con save. What's your save DC?
Argus, you got a 16 or a
I think
17?
he does that at disadvantage if he's not flesh.
Yep.
What's
If
the
he's
DC though?
Yeah.
Let me find it here.
16 or
DC?
17? Yeah.
12 DC?
Yep.
It was 16, but I don't know what it is now. That's 11.
Probably
It does-
16.
He does. It does fail. You're not really sure what it's made of, but it does seem to have like an earthy substance to it.
Does not seem like
It does.
Or it does. Oh, okay. Very
like
nice.
Like, almost, but not like a clay gold.
Nice.
Show 'em what for,
How much?
Argus!
How much is that? 20 something?
28.
28.
You guys are doing good. Okay, that brings it to initiative count 20, which is a lair action.
A rare action.
As you
Layer.
see, you see the two dwarven statues that Bran also forgot to tell you about. They
You
seem
forget, chose not to.
oh.
Distinct difference, but they don't need to know that.
And they're like, oh, there's statues here? And then they seem to shift their hands, and these glowing rocks begin appearing and are shooting at each of you. So, you will. That's two.
Save DC of
that
16.
is,
Sorry.
okay, well, it did fail. It is going. That is 2 second-level missiles, the magic missiles, sent between all of you.
Between all of us?
I guess some of you aren't close enough, right?
I mean, if it's
No,
magic
like-
missile, it's 120-foot range.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
2 between
yeah,
all of us? 2, 4, 6, 8? So 8 magic missiles?
Yeah, so you each get 2.
Oh.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
like a
1d4 plus 1 each.
You each get 2d4 plus 2 damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
let
you
us know what
should-
we get hit by.
Okay. Well, let's see. We'll start
We can't
with-
dodge magic missiles, so it
Nope.
just happens.
They just happen, yeah.
And I thought
Maybe just roll 2d4 plus 2 and call that the one for...
Yeah.
Everybody.
Got to
Keep
give
it simple.
anybody.
That's what you're actually supposed to do with magic missile.
I heard that, yeah. I heard that you're supposed to just roll it once, which just seems way too...
It feels really odd compared to the old magic missiles, right, in all the
Yeah.
other editions, because you rolled each magic missile individually, but...
Well, it's just so much more fun to
Yeah.
roll 4.
Yeah.
You each take 8 points of force damage as these stones
8
just ram
points.
into each of you. Could I get a concentration check from good old Hargus and maybe Dakren? How does Shadow Memorial work?
Yeah, it's concentration.
Well, it's 2 concentration checks because they're separate individual
That's
hits.
true. I would like 2 concentration.
Actually, magic missiles not. They don't count as separate. That was
You
they all
don't?
hit at the same time. Yep.
What?
You don't get
Wait,
separate.
wasn't it cast from 2 different sources, though?
Well, I'm gonna say technically yes.
I guess if you say that each one shot 1 dart to each of us, then it would.
Let's go. They thought this through when they made statues.
Yeah, I guess so.
I have a question on magic missile. Does it rely on... It doesn't care about sight, right? I don't remember.
It does. Creatures you can see.
Then it wouldn't work on Shadow of Moyle.
These are statues, so you don't know how they see. Maybe it's reliant on this creature. You don't know.
Yeah, my
They could have
question
tremor
was...
sense.
My
It's not
question
reliant
is
on
if
sight.
it... Okay. So the magic...
Or at
the
least
spell
not.
summons
It's
it.
not reliant on sight in terms of these traps. No.
Yeah. So
What
the,
would,
the statues were more trap-like than creature-like, is what you're
They're
saying.
more trap-like than creature-like.
2 DC 10 concentration checks, Argus.
All right, I'm good. I
what
used
would
I
you
used
roll
my
for that?
inspiration though.
Roll
D20.
con saves.
Yeah, D20 plus your Constitution
2
save.
con saves, please.
Why can I not find concentration?
It's a really weird imagination to see Jasper doing that, but no.
It's just a Constitution saving throw.
He's up there in this snail saddle, you know, it's like got his legs strapped into it, and he's
You
hanging
see this,
upside down.
you see
with
this
the
flying
lightning
air
bolts.
come out. You see all these missiles and like what?
As Hargus is
13.
playing the song.
Pardon?
13.
Okay, roll twice. What was the second one?
This is why D&D adventures are very imaginative and fun. Because
Okay, you managed to maintain concentration, but just a little something to knock you off balance. All right,
Nice.
Jasper, you're up.
All right. He will reach the lightning lance around.
I will actually deny those magic missiles if I can with
Ooh.
shield, but
Can you shield it?
I'm just curious if that actually works because these aren't the same.
Yeah.
It would defend you against one. No, because shield
Well,
lasts.
shield lasts-
No,
oh,
shield
yeah,
lasts.
shield lasts the entire
You
time.
do not take the damage.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll use one of my spells and just...
And that lasts till the start of your next turn.
Yep.
Yeah, so Jasper will just kind of lean down, hanging off down. Golem. You go for the golem or the two other guys? He'll just go for the golem and just a big punch in the gut. Since those other guys popped up quickly, he was already aiming at the golem.
Mouth gut?
I want to punch its mouth gut. And he'll fire a level. Let's be modest to start. We'll start with a level 3. Guiding bolt, just giant shimmering green arrow blasts into it. Let's see how this goes. 28 to hit, 18.
It happens to you.
So 4, 5, 6. So it is going to take 10, 21, 24 points of radiant damage. And it's covered in little green sparkles that'll make it easier to hit. Should someone else wish to do so.
Ironic. Well, that's good, because it's Brand Ivan's turn.
Alright. So you've got advantage on the first attack, Brandon.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Why I do not murder you all, I do not know yet.
I'm way over here in California. You can't reach me.
I can reach Jasper. Okay, so Bran pulls out the medallion, kind of flicks it, and you start hearing a weird humming coming out of it. And then he uses that as a tune and then starts singing. And it's kind of like a Gregorian like chant thing, kind of like Two Steps from Hell's Heart of Courage kind of chorus noise. And as he hits that, he grabs it, cracks down, and he activates his blade song. And is going to pull up, kind of dervish his blade and then just rush at the thing and attack it. So that's a normal attack.
Dakren in his shadow moil voice is like, what? What? That's awesome, man. Never seen that
before. This is with advantage, huh?
And that one's with advantage, yeah. First attack.
That's an important distinction. 27 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'm running.
Don't worry, it's not the beholder.
Right. Okay, so that I will also do the booming blade on this as well. So that will be 9 piercing damage, 9 sneak attack damage, and then an extra 8 thunder damage, and if it moves, it will take an additional 12.
So 26.
8 plus 18, right? Yeah, so 26 on the initial.
Yep.
And then after that, let's see. I had 60 feet of flying movement. How much movement did I use getting up to it to attack it?
I assumed you were all relatively close, but I'm gonna say you got a solid. I'll give you another 60 feet.
Okay. I'll circle around to the back of it. This is a huge creature or a large creature?
It's a huge creature.
Okay, so I can't flank it anyways. Unless somebody enlarges both me and Dakren. But, okay, no, that will be everything for my turn right there, because I wanted a Shadow Blade, but that's a bonus action as well. So, that is it for this turn.
I forgot to have my animals attack. I'll have them attack one of the dwarf statue. So the elk got a 14 plus. 14 plus. Oh no, it was a charge. So it has to make a DC 14 strength save. Because it runs 20 foot in a line, charges, hits into it.
I mean, it fails. It's a statue.
Okay.
You had advantage on that, right, Bran?
It's an inanimate object. They automatically fail strength saves.
Oh, it's not an animated thing. It's just like a statue. It's not moving.
Oh, it's not moving at all. It kind of like
They're trap-like objects.
Oh, gotcha.
Hey,
Okay.
Bran, did you have advantage
I
on
did.
your attack? Okay.
Yeah.
It takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
It turned my 14 to a 27.
extra 6.
Nice.
Takes an extra 16. So 6.
I rolled real bad on that
11.
first one.
11, 15 points of bludgeoning damage from the giant elk. I guess that knocks it over then?
It does knock the statue over. It shatters at its feet, but it's not entirely broken.
Okay. And then the panther will take 2 attacks. It'll claw at it, I guess. And that's a...
Make your advantage. I guess it's an
14.
object. You can't really have it prone.
Well, with advantage, it gets a natural 20.
No, I was saying you could.
Oh, no advantage. Okay.
You can't be prone because.
Gotcha. Well, in that case, 18 to hit.
In other words, if you hit a boulder on its side, it's still on its side. It's
No
not.
boulder on its side.
Yeah.
So 18 to hit. A big 4 points of damage as it slashes at it. And
Note to all DMs out there: you cannot knock a sphere prone.
plus 2. And the last one misses. The badger scratches.
Or a square, technically, for that matter.
Okay, sorry. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings it to the Guardian's turn. Let's see here. Guardian proceeds to kind of like clasp his hands together, just kind of plant its hammer on the ground. Looks back and forth between all of you, the mouth kind of gaping, just kind of drooling and snarling. Let's get attack Hargus for fun. He really gets attacked, in my opinion.
He doesn't really get attacked.
That's because I'm flying around the perimeter.
Does it leave my attack range?
Well, no, wait, hold on. How close is Hargus again? He's standing back, right?
He would be
Hargus
standing
would be-
back.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna attack you, Brian. I thought Hargus was close.
No, by all means, attack Hargus. Leave my attack range.
What you get for asking questions?
No. I assumed Hargus was closer, but I was wrong. Anyways, yep.
I'm pining for my damage here. So, alright.
Well,
Attacks
I
me.
don't care what your AC is. The lowest is 23.
I can block that.
Okay.
Blade Song?
You can block. You want to block the first or second attack?
I mean, my AC goes to 25.
With
No,
your
24.
shield ability?
With my shield ability and my blade song, I have a +8 to my AC of 16.
With your shield, your shield would have been over though.
Yeah, but if I
No.
cast it as my reaction again, I get another +5.
You've got
So
another
use your
reaction.
shield again.
Right. That's why Blade Song with Shield is a very potent ability for AC for this.
Pretty good.
Okay, well it's a good thing you did that. It cannot drag you in and bite you, so it's just gonna make
Yes.
one attack instead. Well, they want that hit anyways. You notice it goes in with both, like these clasping hands. One kind of it grabs you for a second before it just off, and with like almost like a string of melody with this. And then the other
I am
one
a jawbreaker in its mouth with my shield. Tooth chips. So yes, I'll have a 24 AC for the remainder of this round.
Okay, well, it got 27 on the other one, so. It
Okay,
does not
that
manage,
hits.
it does not get to bite you, though, because it needs both of them to hit to do so. But you do still take a whopping 14. Oh, wait, no, it's even less. Let me.
I'm glad it's even less. I'm happy about that.
I was wrong. Lower dice, but it was still the same amount of damage. 14.
14. Okay. That's better than whatever it was about to do to me.
Well, yeah, it was trying to get 3 attacks off and only got 1. That's the risk it had to pay.
Yep, so I'll just summon shield, and then it smacks me across the wall, and then I go flying.
And as it hits you, it hits you, just strange Dugar. Hits you, and then you kind of go.
Ooh, rude, but not as rude to Ivan because been ruder to call him a drow probably. It doesn't know that though. Okay, noted. Yeah, I can tank now, guys.
Okay, well that's the end of its turn. Dakren, you're up.
All right.
That's good. We lost Flint, so we need Dakren and and Brand to replace Flint.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna make 2 attacks with my longsword. 13 and 20. 13 and 20.
20 hits.
All right. All right. That is 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. I believe I make it Hardest's turn then.
Alright, shatter.
Okay.
Level 5.
Just like okay, so technically,
Will that hit us?
If he aims it right now.
Uh,
Because one of you's flying, the other one's kind of to the side. He can put it to the side and below.
Will it
so.
cave in the cave, though?
I mean, you've already destroyed his throne, so he's a little upset about that.
Oh,
23 points of damage.
Okay, let me make his.
I got some clue for that throne if you need.
Another
I'll throw
23.
in-
He's having a great day, guys.
I'll throw inspiration on Branbrek.
Remember, you are inspired.
Noted. That's a D10?
Each 10.
If that's something I can use for damage as well, right? Because you're a Valor Bard?
Yes.
Noted.
Weapon
Will do.
damage.
Okay, initiative count 20.
I have to do steady aim with my bonus action, don't I?
You
And
it
your
requires
movement,
that you
yeah.
have no movement used.
Yeah.
Be right back.
So I won't be able to do that this turn. This next turn, because I will be summoning my Shadow Blade. Let the dual wielding begin.
Oh, dang it. I forgot to use a martial maneuver that would have helped you out. Oh well. Next time.
Oh, can you command me to attack?
No. But it is a ability that I got specifically for teaming up with you in fights like this, so I need to remember to do it next time.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
And I haven't used it ever. It's been a long time because, I had Dakren for like one arc with you, and then he was gone the next time that Bran was around, and then Rez was there and everything, and so anyway, I finally have a chance to use it. It's exciting.
Listen, it would have been too strong. It's like those RPGs where you lose some of your best characters early on.
All right,
You really love the characters that were left behind, and then you're like, man, there's no wonder they got rid of these two. I am very much detecting a frog in Chrono cross slash coming up.
What is
You
it?
never forgot something. Be right back.
Chrono Trigger, it's an old Super Nintendo game.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. What frog, though?
Frog is the name of the character.
Oh, in...
Oh, yeah, it was just.
Alright, what's the lair action?
The mind flayer.
If you're interested in RPGs, I highly recommend that one. at some point in your life.
The lair action is
Very good
the
D&D
two
inspiration as well.
statues. The two statues are going to crumble into dust.
Yay!
And spawn monstrosities! Crap.
No, the encompass of the essentially, I'm taking one out of your book, Brand. Wall of fire that surrounds you guys. Except it keeps Jasper and Hargus out.
Okay. How close to the wall of fire are me and Dakren?
You guys are in the center of it, so you're not close enough to be heat.
Okay. How high does the wall of fire go?
Let me double check wall of fire.
20 foot, I think?
I think it's 20 foot, but I just wanted to make sure.
I think it's 20 foot.
And it's a 50-foot cavern that we're in?
You guys are in a 50-foot cavern. You guys are relatively close to the center. I'm gonna say it doesn't. It's a strange angle, but basically it's cutting you guys off from escaping, and then just putting a wall between you guys. Jasper Hargus.
Is it opaque? Can they see through it?
Cannot see through it.
Yeah,
I believe.
it's opaque.
Is it opaque?
Yeah.
Yep. I think we're blocked. I don't think they can see us.
Jasper can see just fine. He's looking at the top of it.
He's on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Well, I thought wildfire wasn't opaque. That's the whole reason to do it. Okay, cool. Whatever.
No, I mean, it creates an interesting situation for Hargus. Keep going! And it creates an amazing backlighting backdrop for me and Dakren.
That's
I
true.
mean, it's not a bad idea. It blocks itself
Listen,
off
we're
from Hargus.
being real metal here. We're continuing this.
I know, and then the flames come up.
He's all black shadows and everything. I'm singing like this Gregorian chant stuff. And then all of a sudden fires come up. Like, I mean, how much more
Good
heavy
show.
metal can we
Might
get?
as well just surrender now. Okay, Jasper, you're up.
Have you seen the Firebrands in concert? Have you seen the Firebrands in concert?
Let's rock. Oh no.
The other
This
two
is a terrible
statues are
pun here.
down. No, that was good. That was good. Let's see. Let's just do it again. I'll just do a wee cantrip this time, but I'll drop a spiritual weapon down. Grab a leaf off his vest and bring it down, and spirals into a big spiritual weapon. Probably gonna hit 25 to hit. And then he'll fire off a. Sure, let's do a chill touch cantrip as well. Just the necrotic black arrow fires off from the lightning lance for another attack. Dirty 20 to hit. Does dirty 20? Does that hit? Okay.
Yes.
All right, and then no worries. And one spiritual weapon to boop him. 7, 11, 15 points of necrotic and radiant. I don't know if you need. Oh, necrotic and force. I'm sorry. So I don't know if you need those split up, but.
No. Was it a total of 30?
Total of 15.
Okay. Okay. He's a tough buggin', I'll tell you that much.
He's a big rock boy, so makes sense.
Okay then, that means it is none other than Graham's turn.
Okay. Let's see, so I'm still right next to it. Shield will be falling off. Okay, noted. And I will reach. I don't know how the shadows are in this area, so I'll just like pull it from my chest, slap to my chest, and pull out a
Take
blade
some from
there.
Dakren's little thing.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll reach out to Dakren's Shadow Moil and then rip off a piece to make a blade, like a curved scimitar at this point, and then I'll just scissor attack this thing with a blade.
I love that idea. That is so cool.
So as he passes by, just like reach out into his shadow and pull out the weapon. Okay.
Borrow this.
Excuse me, Dakren.
Ow!
We got shadow to spare there.
Okay, so I will make my attack with my shadow blade then. And let's see. Normal hit, right?
Normal attack, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Normal would be a 22 to hit.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I am not doing Booming Blade at the moment because
You can.
maybe
You
I mean I
Only got one
could.
attack, probably.
Well, I can do. Oh no, I bonus action for that. So yes, I will be doing Booming Blade on top of this. Okay. So that will be. Let's see. It is 5 plus 2, 8. So 7, 15 plus 18. 18 plus 15. So 33 psychic, which I don't know if that actually affects it. Does it react
It
to
does.
that damage?
It seems
Okay.
not like it.
It talked to me telepathically, so I was hoping.
Not all constructs are just objects.
Yeah, and psychic damage isn't
those-
just
sure.
like mental damage, it's also just like psychic energy, you know?
Right.
So it can, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a chance that it wouldn't work on this thing, and I was gonna waste a spell slot that I could use for shield. So
You're
it was
just like, "Rah," like all cool, and you're just like,
yeah.
ruin my moment.
8 thunder damage. If it moves, it takes an additional 11.
Okay, so 8 on top of, what was it, 33?
8 on top of 33, yes. So that should be a total of 41. Brand does one
Alright.
thing really well.
It's a strange sensation. It seems less so that it's losing pieces of itself or like becoming injured, and more so that it's like hardening as you are hitting it more and more.
Becoming more stiff, like it's
More
less control
stiff.
over its body. Ah.
More
Oh, this is gonna.
statue-like.
I vote that we wait till it's in the perfect position to kill it.
Why don't you pick up? Why don't you pick up that quarter over there, Mister?
Hit me! Get ready, guys! Hit me! Hit me! Ah!
Mr. Rage.
Okay.
All right. Well, it makes its turn. And the wall of fire didn't do much. So
Oh, it did a lot for my imagination.
Yeah, we're just like,
And for that alone, I want to give him inspiration. I want to give the DM inspiration to kill us with.
he's having a bad day. He's gonna pick up his sledgehammer and he doesn't want to risk not hitting Bran, but he doesn't like the magical aura he's getting off Dakren. I'll give one to each of you.
Okay. He's like, you pesky flies!
So you're he
My
he
AC
raises
is
the-
19
he
before
he
shield.
raises the mighty hammer, and he looks. He says, "Strange Dugar," and goes in for an attack.
Okay.
That one.
I dive into Shadow of Moyle.
He really does like a classical, like cartoony, like spin around.
Yeah.
And then he looks. He says, "You're strange, half-drow," and tries to smack you, Agron.
That's hurtful.
That's a real insult.
Kind of racist.
Yeah, whoever made this golem was
Got a crit.
racist.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh. I'm sorry, I took the natural one, Dakren! No!
he spins around, and we're both laughing at him, and then it just.
Because I'm shorter than you, it misses my head with the nat one and then smacks into you.
Okay.
And I just go, Dakren?
Okay, silver lining is he takes he takes 6 points of necrotic damage, but how much damage do I take?
You take 41 points of force damage.
Ooh, DC 20 for that concentration check.
DC nap
I'm
time.
probably not gonna make it, but we'll see. I've been lucky in the
You
past.
say 8 necrotic?
Yeah.
6.
Six.
Natural 1. Yeah, not much surprising. So the shadowy miasma's right here, and the sledgehammer just goes boom, and like Dakren just flies out of the shadow, and the shadow just, and he's just like, oh, and his eyes go just back
There's
to
a
normal.
perfect outline. I would say there's like a big hole where you've been smacked into the ground, but it's been shattered so many times already.
Yeah, it's just like a
So
fine
you
gravel.
just get crushed into the rubble. Just becomes more rubble.
Does he go into the same like body print that he hit originally? Just like a slightly different angle.
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh,
My ribs
sorry,
are broken.
Dakren.
Not even like a flat angle. It's just an angle like head to the foot. It's it's just you only see the head and shoulders in the ground. And then, like,
There's
a nail.
very much a falsetto in my song.
Make one of those.
And you know
pitiful,
what? Because
inarticulate noises.
he's having a good day, and he's done with standing there in the booming blade. He's gonna happily move past you guys.
Oh.
You can take
Okay,
your
so we'll take
opportunity
the
attacks
11
if you'd
points.
like. And he also takes 11 points of aim
And
damage.
then, yes, I will take the opportunity attack with my blade.
19.
Is it moving
How
through the
dare
wall
you!
of fire?
It moves right through the wall of fire, completely unaffected.
That might not hit. 18?
18 hits.
19
18 hits.
for me.
I wonder if a synaptic attack.
Yeah, I
would
thought
do
he'd have a
anything.
nice armor class, but
11 points of
He's pretty
slashing for
strong
me.
against psychic attacks, though.
He's
Remember,
been
what was
taking.
the first attack?
He's been taking normal. It seems like damage for the psychic. Apparently.
Yeah, it seemed like it, but we'll see. So for me, it's 11 psychic and 11 sneak attack because it is a new turn, so I get sneak attack when he walks away from me.
sneak
Or
attack's
new
not on your
round.
turn?
It's
No,
on
it's on
every
any turn.
It's every turn. It's not once a round.
It
So
counts
rogues can
on.
sneak attack more than
sneak attack.
once as long as it's not
How
on the
much
same.
total damage was that, sorry?
22.
Okay.
22 psychic.
You're getting there, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's only taken a butt ton at the moment.
damage.
I've almost done 100 damage by myself. I don't know about, like, including everybody else's.
He's a beefy
Alright, he
boy.
walks through the fire and just walks straight up between Hargus and Jasper.
I'm on the ceiling.
Oh yeah, well it's pretty tall.
Okay.
And it's got a long two-handed, and it's going to sweep those cobwebs.
That's
Gross,
true,
a
this
snail.
thing's about 21 feet tall,
Like,
and
taking
with
a...
the sledgehammer and its arms, you could probably guess that's an additional 15 feet of reach.
Well, a question. I didn't
Fine.
take my
And
last
it, can-
attack.
and
I
it
don't
can jump
believe.
for a portion of it, right?
I didn't
You
get my
shattered
last
it.
attack. Would I be able to? Oh, I did shatter him.
You
'Cause I've
shattered
only
it.
attacked twice.
Right.
Yeah,
well, on your
stick with
turn you
the-
can do that.
Yeah, same with us.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
so
thought I was
now
behind
the
you.
wall fire plays a role because you guys would have to go through it. Yeah.
Until initiative count 20 and it changes again, right?
Well, who can fly still?
I'm feeling.
I mean,
Oh,
I
Hargus
can
hasn't
fly
lost
as long as
concentration.
Hargus has it. If not,
Yeah.
then this is gonna
I don't know
suck.
if I've only
Yeah.
had to
I don't
roll
know
2
if Dakren
concentration checks.
should
I
go
got 'em
through
both.
Okay, Dakren, you're up.
All
So
right.
you get a sense of like, I see what Shaz sees when he gets his mind weird. You see stars kind of spinning here and there.
Dakren, are you okay? Doesn't hear my voice, just see subtitles.
I clutch my.
How's Dakren looking?
I clutch my broken ribs, and I'm just like, oh. And so I can still fly, right? Hargis is still concentrating on it. And
yeah, I haven't lost
can I
my
fly?
concentration.
Can I fly over the firewall?
You can.
Because
It
it's
gives you like
20 foot high.
It's like a 25-foot high place.
Okay.
This thing like barely goes under it.
All right.
So yeah, you have 5 feet of free reign.
Okay, I'm not going to go over it, but I'm going to float above it so I can look over it. And so I'm just like lying down, and I just start floating, and I'm just like, oh. Just not
at the walk, so you don't
just
get
utilizing
his
my
back.
flight to just move without moving any muscles, so I don't hurt my ribs again. I'm just like,
How's that shoulder treating you? Dislocated again?
and I'm going to peek over the flame wall. Is it going? So it's going towards Hargis and Jasper, right?
It's between the two of them now, in a sense.
All right. I'm going to, with the arm that's not clutching my ribs, I'm going to take my my sword that's made of that reddish obsidian, and I'm going to kind of swing it into the air, and then it shatters against some flat surface, like an invisible flat surface or whatever, into all these different little shards, and the shards glow red and streak towards him and start going in a little swarm in a cloud of daggers, as it were, and cast cloud of daggers right on its
that's a clever
space.
use of that spell. That's low level.
It's not low level when I cast it.
Yeah, no, when I cast it.
We're about to see what a 5th level cloud.
And let's see,
Increases by 2d4 per upcast.
Okay, the first time of its turn. Okay, good. So I just cast all the shards of the obsidian are flying around it and stuff, just scratching against it, and I'm gonna float back behind the wall, away from the fire, and just gently land on the ground, just sort of on my feet. And I'm just like, oh.
In the center of the...
Yeah, and then just sort of just try and...
sit on the throne?
Yeah, I'll sit on the remnants of the throne and just be like, oh, and just sit there and focus on concentrating and staying conscious.
It's one of those slow, like,
Yeah, Peter Griffin style.
Yeah.
Alright, how much damage was that?
It doesn't proc until he starts his turn in it, so.
At the start of the
But
turn.
I will roll it, and we'll see how much it is.
Let's go with Hargis. You're up. You got
Too many dice
creature
to
thing
roll. I'm
standing
gonna
in front of you.
have to use the app.
That I totally don't have.
Why'd you have
a
him
lot
run
of
through the wall of
details
fire?
on
There's no good way
in
for me
woods.
to deal with that.
Hargis, how do you want to deal with this thing? Fire does not seem to hurt it.
Well, has Shatter
Makes
been
sense,
effective against it?
Has
Fire
nothing
has
to
been
burn.
pretty effective, yes.
Shatter has been
Okay.
pretty effective. Yes.
Do I have enough actions to say anything before I throw this?
Yes.
Yield, beast!
You could hold your action,
Yeah, exactly.
or
Hold
casting
my
shatter if it appears
Will
to
ye
attack you.
yield?
Are you trying to get this thing to surrender?
Yeah. I have a very
Take
tactical boy.
intimidation check, I suppose.
Well, I can do that.
Frail, old, wispy-haired bard of a man.
15 plus
Yield to me! Very
Uh,
persuasive.
60. You
I'm
see it
riding
has
on a horse with a very impressive beard.
See, it has its hammer at the ready, like seeing that this is a losing battle for it, even if it's if it's dealt heavy blows.
and it's just almost as if it like gets a second glance at you or like a feel however it sees you.
I'm standing up in the saddle.
It actually starts like
Getting ready to do that one power chord on the harp, just ready
fume.
to the shatter.
Waiting to give it a little pelvic thrust as I stroke my chords.
Oh, it's pointing at you.
but it's a human, and like looks and see it like turns toward the mouth, kind of turns towards Brands. Says, not Dugar. And then turns towards Dakren. Not Drow. Turns towards Gnome.
Up here. Not goblin.
I mean, I don't see this. This is through flame. I'm
not-
about
not,
to go and just stab this thing.
Not deep
Not
gnome.
Nerdlin.
Nope.
No, yeah. I'm surprised you said that. That's a very tongue-twisty word.
Not Swerfnipplet.
He's a
This thing-
very eloquent beastie.
We might be on the same side here, guys.
Fire seems to kind of dimmer down. Not Underdarks.
No. No, actually.
Yeah!
I mean, it's your choice to if you want to continue engaging. On initiative count 20, the traps cease to activate.
Okay.
So will ye yield?
I mean, I think so.
I know what Brian will do. We'll see what you guys do.
It's technically not his turn. It's Jasper's turn.
Nope.
All right. The fire dying down. How's Dakren look? He looks busted up.
I look awful, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So
He looks
Jasper's been
happy,
pretty much.
but awful.
Yeah. Jasper's been pretty much right above you this whole time. So he reaches down, quick release, nail set, just flips it off, and he dealing does a little flip in the air, feather fall, floats down next to you, and he'll just put his hand on your half, probably, and
Question.
do third level cure
Are we
wounds.
still in initiative?
I don't know. You make it sound like you're trying to attack it.
And
I mean,
as he
unless somebody
lands,
tries to persuade Brand not to, that's his intent.
yeah. But as Jasper lands and gives the
I
to
don't think
Dakren,
if I've got the action, I'll try to get you sway to hold off.
Jasper will kind of yell out as he does that. I think we're on the same side here. We don't like the Underdark.
Oh, should I deactivate my little shards then?
Just stabbing
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah. I guess that's a good point. Yeah, those are still going, huh?
They
You
haven't
get,
done much yet, but
Yeah, 12 points of healing, Dakren.
all right. I still look
So yeah,
pretty
Jasper's
bad.
like,
but
hold
that
up, I think we're on the same side.
Can I ask that Jasper makes a persuasion roll to Brand?
Do I have to make it with disadvantage?
Why not?
I'll cancel the cloud of daggers.
I'm asking
then.
the DM if I can ask this because it's his turn, it's his call.
Yeah.
You can make a persuasion check against Dakren's wisdom.
All right. Let's see. That is a
Or Branbrek. Yeah.
So many of you.
13 plus 8. Yeah, plus 8. So 20.
21.
I don't know, Brand. This deal sounds pretty good.
I'll
That's one way
cancel.
to put it.
I'll cancel my cloud of daggers, and so the shards just like
Wait,
stop in
wait,
place.
Way to pine for my business nature there, DM.
The shards stop in place around the Colossus and stop glowing red, and they fly back and go and just form like little puzzle pieces into my sword again. Actually, next to me, not not in my hand. They just. So I'll cancel that. It would have done 26 slashing though, just so you guys know. At 5th level, it's pretty good.
I'll just do a little dervish with both swords, and then I clap it together as the shadow blade disappears into my short blade as I sheath it.
Whoa, cool.
That's cool. All right. So it's kind of just
Still
staring at us
a
with
bit,
this.
But then I just
Its mouth is agape
giant
as
gaping
always.
hole.
Just
Mhm.
it's almost like its mouth has the personality of the face rather than anything else.
Yeah.
Trying
Are
to swallow
you-
the stars?
Is it like
Are
this?
Yeah. Are you an enemy of the Underdark people?
I don't know why that tickles me.
Yeah, and this is still all in your heads, but it's almost as if you're hearing it. Just
Yeah.
Enemy of the innate mind flayers. Slavers of the Underdark.
They sound terrible.
Do any of us know that?
Make like a, I would say be a high Arcana check.
I
Arcana?
rolled a 7.
I don't think Dak would
Plus
know anything about that.
2.
That's
9.
What?
I rolled a 9. Not to brag.
We don't know the mind flayers. What are...
I rolled a 22. I have a +7 on my Arcana.
He might know who the mind flayers are, but I don't.
Yes, you have heard of brain-eating, squid-faced creatures that quite literally devour the mind.
I hate to sound ugly, but that sounds repulsive.
Alright, so I'm like, well, first off, no tentacles on the face. Secondly, not floating. I land on the ground.
Oh, my bad.
Shape is similar to Dugar.
Your shape is similar, just
I'm
enlarged.
I'm a dwarf. I know, maybe the beard throws you off, but I'm a dwarf. I'm not a Duergar. I'm similar, but I'm not the same. I'm the good version. Which is racist as F, but...
Which is
what I'm
racist
right
AF,
now.
but
Hey, they need a certain profile. You know what I'm saying? The shoe fits.
I have only
good version, which is racist.
I have only seen bad version. The shape is similar, but I cannot discern the difference. At this point, you guys can probably get the sense that this thing relies on blind sight, so it can't tell the difference in color.
Right.
Right. Fair point. Well, let me ask you this. You were created, tasked with killing such creatures. So, if we are also tasked with killing such creatures, then we are friends.
You are here to kill the mind flayers and their servants.
Yes. And I give everybody a serious glance.
Make a deception check.
I will gladly do so, sir, because I'm not exactly lying, but I'll do deception.
You're misleading it.
I am definitely doing that. 19.
I absolutely hate slavers, so, I mean, if we see any...
well,
I mean,
do
if
our
you
best to
want,
stop.
we can bring you back some for you to play with.
Just 1 second. He says,
Were you put here to keep the mind flayers away, or... I've never seen one of these
I
things,
keep
so...
this entrance safe so they cannot enter Overworld. My people keep the entrances safe.
Since we are going to go hunt... Oh, your people, interesting.
Who are your people?
What kind of...
There's more like you?
Yes, our creators and their kin.
Stop that.
Was your creator anything like our shapes?
Points at Hargus.
Human.
Okay.
Kind of like points at Dakren, kind of just like this sort of hand. And then he points. And then he points at. He points at.
Jasper.
Jasper. He's like. This kinda again. No fluff on head though.
All right.
Speaking of which, are you wearing that other hat then? At the moment, Jasper?
Yeah. Do you have a new?
Yeah.
Do you have a new hat? What does it look different from
Yeah.
your old one?
No, he would have.
Well, he doesn't understand what the hat is, but he also seems to not understand why you have head hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jasper made a new one when he got back, or his gnomes.
Is it felt?
Oh, good lord, no! It's so sweaty, felt. Doesn't breathe for nothing. Just a good wool blend. Are you kidding me?
Oh, a good hat warmer.
Your creatures are not underdark.
No.
No. As I look at the elk that's been on fire, I'm joking.
Yeah, not all
Just
of
saying.
them.
It's still glowing. Anyways,
Just stomping the statue.
Good steaks on it.
all right. So, what can we call you, Guardian?
What mean call? I have no name.
Well, it's hard to call you just Rock or something that way. So, mind if we call you Guardian?
We are called
That means
tomb
you.
cappers.
Tomb
Wait, what?
Capper. Okay, so you're Tomb Capper. Well,
And he kind of takes his sledgehammer and he like starts this little vibration on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And all at once, you begin hearing a response, like a responding vibration in the ground. Like little pebbles start to rift and shift. We are tombs.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
man, that would be a good band name.
Pretty good. Man, maybe we...
Firebrands and their opening band, Tomb Tappers.
It's good.
Sounds kind of folky.
Well,
But, alright,
very interesting.
Tomb Tapper.
I was confused why you were trying to get into the Underdark.
Well,
Understandable. It's a whole thing.
Would you recognize us if we come back up from
Yes.
going down through this entrance?
I know your shapes now.
Alright,
Hey,
so you're
unless-
flying...
Unless they had perfect shape as you.
Unlikely.
I mean,
Unlikely. Yeah.
I look at Hargis and I'm like, it's gonna be hard to replicate some of us.
I've never seen someone shaped like him.
I stand more erect.
Oh gosh. But so Tomb Tapper, as you guard the entrance, there's no problem with us descending through this entrance, right? That's not going to like be a problem for you, right? Because we're going down there to hunt them.
Never had this question before.
It hasn't come up yet.
So, since you're only preventing Underdark creatures from coming up, then I assume that you're fine with things going down and coming back up that are not Underdark,
Careful.
right?
It's getting a little borderline.
Not all Underdark bad, but yes, understand.
All right.
Alright, sounds good. We will be doing that then. Sorry for nicking you up. Is there any way we can, like, help you fix yourself? We kind of...
Yeah, I do feel a bit bad about that now.
I rest.
Okay.
What about your...
Greater
what about your-
restoration.
what about your seat?
Looks at, the mouth kind of like turns towards the like drooling, looks over at all the cracked stuff, and Dakren's like,
I just levitate
I'll
a little bit off
bending.
the throne and move
Well, we did
a
make
few
the whole
feet
area
down
in
and just
general
keep floating there.
Softer.
I will pay for masons.
Right.
Alright.
There is, before I forget, there is a lot of things shaped like me just a little ways away from you, outside this, out of this place, just down the hill.
Yes.
One of those there that's shaped like me, except you might feel that he's missing like his arm. I'll shake my arm. He could, fix you up and do things for you that none of us could.
Love you, baby.
I love you too, Hargus. I don't think now's the time for that, but...
If
Not now, Harkus.
I heal alone.
But he could make you other tomb captors, maybe. Friends.
Good.
Yeah, are you in communication with your people?
Powerful mage.
He's pretty good, yes.
He's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So if you want, either way, I will let him know that you are friendly.
Yes, just
Every time he taps, like there's vibrations on
your
the
head or
stone.
rub your tummy. It's the same thing
He
for
taps
him.
his chin.
The tongue like comes up and like scratches the top of melted
Oh.
He's got a lot of unsettling habits.
Yeah. This guy's growing on me.
Not sure why
Soon as I
that's
can-
the
soon
way
as I
I
can give him
am.
a sign, I'll just like-
He's a very solid friend.
Yeah. Are you in communication with other tomb toppers? Do you guys meet frequently? Are there like meetings or
These are
something?
hammers to
They're a
communicate.
club.
I'm gonna go over to Dakren at this point. I'm like, do you need a shoulder?
It's fine as long as Hargus is concentrating on fly. I can kind of hover, and it's not really
Doesn't that
any
only
weight
last
putting
a
on it.
minute?
But it hurts to talk.
It's
so
an hour.
That's like an hour.
Probably
I'm
getting
just
close to
gonna-
the end.
I'm gonna ease
fly
over
an
to
hour.
the giant. I just
Yeah.
really want to
think
thank
it's
you
10
for
minutes.
stopping when I
Isn't
asked you. You gave me a lot of street cred, and I appreciate
No, it's an
it.
hour. Is it not an hour?
It's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
Is
10
it
minutes.
10
to fly.
minutes?
Yeah,
Oh
so he's
my God.
probably
You
have
made- you
5
made
minutes
me look
left or so.
badass.
Wow.
Actually, it depends on how long it took to fly up here, but
You are well.
Oh, invisible.
Suppose.
yeah, invisibility is.
Yeah. Invisibility, I was thinking, I guess, yeah. Wow.
This is odd.
Is that
something to
This is
do?
odd day for a.
Sure. Now, I have a question for you. This area here was recently filled in, or blocked up, and someone came by and they cleared it out. Were you here in the rubble or something?
I was
When they
sent
cleared it
here
out?
when it was unblocked.
Really? Wow, okay, so you guys are really on it. You guys just, on guard. That's great.
That is why Underdark has not raided you. We protect.
That's a bit disturbing.
Well, actually, no. There's a place down south from here where Nasty. Friends aware of the location down there? Further south? Just recently, it was a
Where?
whole kerfuffle, and he'll describe the whole camp with everything down south.
Yeah, that cave entrance
you
got
just call it a
collapsed
kerfuffle?
when they went back.
Yeah, kerfuffle, yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Ancient gnomish word.
Yeah.
Tappers there have not responded.
Because they all got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
I really
Either
feel
like
like
that,
you should
or
be.
maybe they didn't know. I
I
don't
think
know.
they all got whittled
I
down
mean,
to yard gnomes.
that gnome, the gnome
Like you
little
said.
thing that they did to hide things.
Like you said, we are here to prevent from coming out, not from coming in.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a big entrance
I
down that way,
reported
so...
Dugar kills, but not much else.
Alright.
Okay. Interesting. Noted for later.
Yeah.
But for the moment, I think we go and report back to Flint so that people can, come back home a little sooner.
Yeah.
And I guess we have a conversation. Preferably, you guys have a conversation with him about this thing, and because I feel like he's going to be upset that he didn't actually have to evacuate anybody.
Hey,
Really, best case scenario when you think about it. Like,
You evacuated because I was here.
We weren't sure what you were.
very imposing figure you cut. So you're doing your job.
Very
being
impressive.
Big and scary.
Yes, imposing to keep away, not to engage.
Very
Right, yeah,
unconventional.
very much all bad. I am admitting that right now. It was very judgmental of us to judge you on your appearance and not talk to you.
To be fair, if it walks like a duck, I mean 9 times out of 10.
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. It's a comment for some other time.
Are your
walks?
Are your people like? Do they have a city that they live in? Is there a
God, I hope not.
No need for
base of
cities.
operations?
Yes, we do not live with the people of the cities.
Ren comes by. How you doing, Tomb Tapper?
How you doing, Gaffer? What's the gossip?
Yeah, for a game of stones.
But, alright. Well, I think that resolves that. So now we just gotta prep for the Underdark.
Right. Okay, great. Well, back to town, fill in Flint, get ready for the next day back here. Mosey.
Right. Let's inform Flint of everything that went on. For sake of RP and that, I guess we could expedite that knowledge to Flint, and he can just give us his synopsis of his feelings on it.
I am curious, Mr. Tapper, would you mind if I attempted types of healing, and I'm curious to see if it would have an effect on you?
I am what the mages call a construct. Does that affect
I don't
me?
know. I don't know. That's a great question. I'd like to find out.
He lets out a big hand.
Yeah. I'll go for one of the breaks in,
Like he
in
was
the skin or
forged
something.
for war.
Yeah, and he'll put a hand on it and he'll try mending,
Forged
because I'm
for.
just curious what mending does, if anything. Yeah. Mending.
Does it let him roll a hit die?
I don't know.
I'll say it gives you give him 1 hit point per day.
Yeah, so a tiny little seals up.
It takes a minute anyway, so
Okay.
yeah, it would take forever.
Well, it's less so it's less so cracks, and more so that the stiffness of his fingers starts to bend a little
tiny
more.
And then after seeing that not being super effective, he'll just put a level 1 cure. And see
Okay,
if
well,
that's
that
any
doesn't
more.
affect him at all because he's a construct.
Doesn't affect him at all. Okay. All right. No, I mean, good to know. I just not much
it's
aware.
fair. I mean, you might as well try, right? No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially since we're not going to be out needing too many more spell slots at the moment. Going to be a little free and loose with the old spell slots. Interesting. All right. Well, I hope you rest up well, and yeah. Sorry for knocking you about there, but back to town then.
Okay,
Yep.
you stop this.
Yeah.
That's not what I was. Negotiation. I was not designed for negotiations.
Oh, well.
But sentience is strange.
You know what? That's a
We'll just agree with
great.
that,
That's a great truth right there. You can put that on a plaque, hang it up.
You go back to strange overworld to village. I will clear rubble so you can make way into the Underdark.
You're a very thoughtful monster.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I call him a charming monster all the time.
He starts picking up big pieces of rock and starts sorting them into big pile pieces and small pile pieces.
Starts using his
Yeah, I think
sledgehammer
it's
as
like
like
I need to get
a
a
push
drink.
broom or something.
Congratulations, guys! Diplomacy.
It worked. It's the best of both worlds. You get to smash face for a while and then make peace at the end.
Punch. You want to be friends? I mean, it's better than being punched.
Yep.
I'll be right back. Go to the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah, we can
All right,
take
sounds
a.
good.
Or whatever.
Take our
I'm gonna
break.
go murder things and make business deals.
Alright, yeah, let's take a break.
some sparring.
Is there anybody making potions or scrolls around the village?
I mean, if you ask, I suppose you could ask around, see if you could find someone.
Just ask Flint, like everyone else.
Flint, I want to be able to see in the dark. What can you do for me, eh?
There's probably a single priest in town who makes healing potions. But no scrolls.
So what's your pricing like?
50.
Okay, so you're gonna go back to the priest you were intimidating earlier.
Oh no!
I don't have much. I'm not too impressed with that fella.
Okay, yeah, he'll sell you healing potions for...
Hey guys, when we go back to town,
50 gold pieces
when we go back to
each,
town,
the
let's
standard
spread
price.
the word.
Well, he does.
You guys get back to town and you're like, guys... Oh, right, everyone's gone.
Yeah. Let's actually spread the word that we did not fight this thing. Let's say that we went there, it was so terrifying we tried to talk to it, and it turned out that it was on the side of the town, and that we just befriended it that way. And then we tell this thing, you know, we're gonna keep up... I don't want people, like, coming up to this thing trying to get into the Underdark tonight.
Let's
Maybe,
just say that it...
Hype it.
Let's just say that we made a deal with it where it would let us pass, and it would not harm any of the townsfolk. And it will make sure that
we're telling Flint the truth.
nothing evil comes out of nothing
we'll tell
evil
Flint
comes
the
out
truth.
of the cave. That's the truth.
Yeah. I don't want people thinking that this thing could just be attacked and, you know, taken care of that way. Better if we hype it.
I see where you're going with that. But I also know that that may have the reverse effect depending on the adventurer that hears it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 6 of 1, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I could always do a performance and start talking about how formidable this monster is. The sleeping titan that everybody will everybody will have peace as long as they don't bother it.
Yeah. Guardian of good and all that good stuff.
Yes, we all guard his sleep.
There you go. Let sleeping constructs lie.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll let you guys decide how you want to handle that. I'm just going to tell Flint how it is.
Yeah, we tell Flint, of course. You want to get some potions, Argus?
Personal show.
In an awkward fast forward. So, Flint, I know you just evacuated the town, but
Good news.
well, here's the story. And does Flint's face change as I'm telling him the events as it unfold? From oh, that sounds like a really good battle. Wait, what?
No, you tell him you tell him the battle, and he's just like, oh, well, that's great. That's best case scenario. I'll rally everybody and send them right back to town.
You know, you're very accommodating with I feel partially responsible for this because I kind of inconvenienced your town.
Oh no, it's no problem at all. It was good for us to clean these. We just spent some time cleaning the caves out and chasing out the vermin and whatnot. It was probably good to do this anyway because if any threat does come to Rockwell, then we know now that it's safe and clean for us to go in there. So yeah, no problem. It had been quite a few years actually since we'd done that. So no problem at all.
We just ran them through a tornado/fire.
Yeah.
We just did a fire drill with them, basically.
A village threat drill, and yeah.
It was the air raid sirens that we not to,
I've been watching The Witcher for 4 days.
Now, but yes,
all I'm hearing is the bard in The Witcher.
Oh gosh.
And so, he's just like, everyone, the Firebrands here have quelled the threat to our town, and we won't have to stay in these caves after all tonight. We can go back home and spend the night back in our normal homes.
Yay!
They're so simple villagers that no matter what Flint says, they just kind of accept it. They're like, oh, great, great, great. But somebody else said it, then they'd be like, oh man, that guy really inconvenienced us.
And there's one kid that's like,
do you feel like they're a little too dependent on you?
Okay, well, everyone settles
Tell
back
me
into
about
their
it.
homes, and Argus puts on an impressive display as always, and it's a calm night, considering.
before we
know,
go to sleep. Oh, you got something?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, is a dwarven town as celebratory as a gnome town? Or a halfling town? Probably not.
Depends on how much beer is.
I mean, I'm not sure they're gonna throw a celebration for this whole thing.
I mean, let's be honest, if it was a halfling or gnome town, they would have found any excuse to throw a celebration sometimes.
Yeah, they spent all day, they woke up like, there's a threat, so they went and worked all day, and then at the end of the day they're like, never mind, the threat was never really a thing. And so they just go home and like go to bed in their own houses and stuff, and then
Tricked us into a
business
fire
as
drill.
usual
This was
the next
all a
day.
drill. It was a drill.
So they felt fulfilled that they still had a good work day. It just was on unrelated things to their normal activities.
Okay. Well then, so good evening, DM. Continue. Sorry for my interruption.
It's fine. It's fine.
Before we go to bed, though.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, just in case, because I got something I need to do before, and before the rest of the group.
Does it have to deal with Brissa?
I mean, he'll do his nightly messages to Brissa, but you guys don't need to know about all that.
I want to interrupt him during. I want to interrupt him during that time.
That's a private
Just
text
waiting
chain
around.
between Austin and I. No, he was gonna, before you guys went to bed, ask about, I can ask the Tree Father a few questions before we go to bed here. It's a little tricky in that, they need to be somewhat direct, so, I could ask, is Eleanor alive? And I would get a yes answer. But I think you already know she's alive, right?
Oh, you're asking Brand this.
The whole group, yeah. This is a little before bed powwow to kind of coordinate on this.
So yes or no questions then, huh?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Shaz is passed out
Truth be told.
after having done his homework, trying to figure out where all these other Underdark things are.
Look at his leg twitch. I think he's dreaming.
He's making like noises.
I go put his. He's like passed out. He's like passed out on a desk, and I go and put a blanket over him, just leaving him there.
I'm gonna nudge Dakren, and I'm gonna you're gonna invade his dream too.
Not his, no.
Can't be anything interesting there.
Maybe someday.
And then I'm gonna give him a stern look as he realizes that I just tricked him into confirming that he did that with me.
Sorry, alright. It was I've been having dreams lately that I've been able to enter people's dreams, and I decided to try it for real, and it worked, so I mean, I'm sorry, okay, but look on the bright side. That could be a very useful it could be a very useful thing. I've been already
We'll talk later.
Alright.
And I just turn and walk back over. And then Jasper brings this up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, Jasper. I kind of, until we have a more solidified plan and know what he's capable of or otherwise like that, I don't want to necessarily put her in any danger. I already gave him a letter to give to her that she should understand that means that I'm alive. I'm just in a situation.
Right.
Which should calm her enough, but I'm worried that he might have some means to figure out that we're trying to figure out her location or otherwise. I already know that she's doing fine. That's good enough for me.
No, I mean, this is me talking to the Tree Father directly. This isn't like, you know, a magical scrying spell or something like that. So this would just be getting direct, you know, answers on these things from the Tree Father.
I mean, he might not know. And...
he might not. I mean, that's a possibility, but I'm saying we could ask, you know. We could ask if the Tree Father thinks Cyrus
I will tell you this.
honor the deal, you know.
Regardless of what you find out about Eleanor, I don't want you to tell me.
Wait, so if I found out that she was no longer alive, you wouldn't want to know that now?
Yes.
Oh, wait, we're doing this entire mission based on that assumption, right?
The hope of saving her, yeah. I mean, you'd want to go do this guy's errands, knowing that...
And to be fair, I don't know how he would fake this. I hold out the medallion, so I know she's alive.
And you know it's her that's alive on the other end.
Yes.
Alright.
Are you sure that's that's not a decoy? Replica? I mean, I guess that's one thing we could ask the Tree Father, and that would resolve any concerns. We could say, is this the genuine...
If you want to, but I am very sure on this.
Okay. Well, you know, let's assume, you know, we've got three
If it gives you
questions.
all a peace of mind, by all means.
Okay.
But I don't... Know that me personally, I don't want to risk anything this way.
We're not risking anything. This isn't a risk situation. This is just getting some information we don't already have. And maybe preparing ourselves for an eventuality if, you know, if we ask, will Cyrus honor the deal, you know?
No, he's not going to.
Right. So, I mean, there's potentially other things. I don't know. I mean, if you don't think it's of value, then I guess we won't.
If it gives you guys peace of mind, feel free.
It would give
like
me
I said,
peace
I
of
don't want to
mind
know.
that we were doing a quest worth doing.
So, I will. I'll take a step back from this. I'll just let you know where I stand on it. It's a bit of an emotional reason as to why I'm taking this stance, so I hope you just understand. It's not a logical one, it's an emotional one.
Yep.
Admitting that. So, I will take a step back.
Journey. We are only here to aid you.
So, Dan will leave to his room, allowing you guys to continue this if you'd like. He just not in a position where he feels like he could deal with the situation that way.
All right. Well, what do you think? Any other questions spring to mind? So, number one, is Eleanor...
Yeah, I would like to know that.
Deal with this as it comes.
I would also like to know...
The team says no.
I know.
I would also like to know about this suit of armor that we're seeking out. If the pieces are...
It doesn't have a weakness.
If the thing exists, maybe.
If it exists?
Yeah, if we're not going on some wild goose chase.
Wild goose chase? Yeah, I suppose before we go through the trouble of getting down there, it would be good to be sure that... So, see, are the pieces of armor... Do they exist?
Yeah.
Do the pieces of armor exist?
I think that's a good starting question. I'm sure we'll come up with more on our quest as we get closer, but...
right. And what about number 3? Do you want to try and ask something about Cyrus?
Yeah, maybe we should ask if he plans to, should we say, does Cyrus plan to harm our world with the armor?
I mean, I feel like I already know the answer to that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we could ask.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just... Maybe we could ask, is he from... I don't know.
I suppose it wouldn't be terrible to know. If he says yes, he plans to do harm to our world, then that really solidifies things, and I suppose on the off chance that he says no, then maybe we don't need to worry about a gated reversal of things when the time comes, I suppose.
Any thoughts, Hargis?
Well, I hate to leave this priest who's been corrupted here without some guidance. I'm wondering if I should go around the priest and write a letter back to his temple and request somebody to come in. But then I would hate to compromise them, and we can't afford to be spilling our beans to everybody right now.
Yeah.
So I was debating what to do about that. There's a part of me that serves the gods that thinks this shouldn't stand as it is.
Yeah.
And it's a disservice to this village, too. And,
he's not really making much of a fuss so far. He at least seems focused in his ne'er-do-wellism.
well, I would say if he's corrupted the village priest, if he's compromised his will, then he's compromised the whole town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a sense, Dakren didn't even know what was going on here. That suggests to me that he's probably been tampered with and not realized it.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Dakren did not know.
Neither did Flint. But, yeah, I
Excuse
mean...
me. Flint.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Well, I mean, this fellow can apparently force people to swap souls at will. So, I mean, he's a pretty nasty customer.
Oh, I'm so tired
Sounds
of
like a-
soul switching. I never knew this was a thing a few years ago, and now it happened to me, and it happened to Bran.
There's a bit of a personal pain there for Dakren.
Yeah.
Bit of a sore spot.
Why does this
Well,
have
it
to
almost
be
sounds
a
like we're
thing? Why can't we just
good-
keep our own
good
souls?
Dakren search history. How can I stop switching souls?
How to protect your soul. 5 quick and easy steps. Your local priest won't tell you.
It does sound like we're almost in need of a good priest.
Perhaps we could ask if Cyrus has a weakness. I feel like that's kind of what we need to know at this point. Or if it's useless, trying to get past him.
I'm sure he does have a weakness, as everyone has a weakness, but if he says yes, then it's a long way to figure out what a weakness is through yes or no questions. I think, Dakren, I like yours. Does Cyrus plan on causing harm to our world when he gets this armor?
Maybe he just wants the armor, and then maybe he wants to depart in peace, at least to us. What he does on other worlds, I hate to condemn them, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It comes around eventually.
Yeah.
No matter
I'm
what you
releasing
do.
this great evil as long as it doesn't affect us.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to do this. We're obviously not going to give him the armor. We're going to play along, and then hopefully, once we get to the Undersun, we just kill him right then and there, and all of his smiths, and hopefully we, have the armor as like a. We put in some sort of kill switch in it, or we leave it incomplete or something. I don't know.
Man,
You know, I wonder if we knew enough about it. I wonder if Flint could just make some kind of a replica. I mean, he's got his armor suit already.
Flint. Yeah, Flint is the man on this one.
I hate to put a lot on him, though. I feel like everyone around here, he seems kind of spread thin anyway. I hate to be like, hey, do you want to... You know, he already said he doesn't want to go adventuring, and so...
Yeah, well, they've got the... Yeah, they've got the little kids choir jamboree coming up here soon, so I know he's been just really busy.
Oh, really?
Organizing all of it, yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. No, they got him on conducting again, so he's having to...
Well, how do you think he would react to a greater illusion?
I think he'd see through it.
Yeah. He seemed to know. He'd seem to know all about us and see right through us, and
yeah,
you know, it seems like he's been doing his research, and our own fame has turned against us in that case. So,
all right. Yeah.
I don't know. I say keep this question simple for now, and can you cast that just every day? Can you speak with the Tree Father that closely?
It's pretty high level stuff. So, you know, in theory, if I had a spare level 5 slot every day.
You know what? Because this is a wild card. Hargis has something he's been needing to get rid of for a while. His original harp, which has some little bit of magic. He's just, as he walks through the forest and meditates on the gods, he's going to leave it in the lee shadow of a tree and call on Big Kotha's guidance.
Okay.
Make a religion check.
See what comes of it. Religion check?
Bean Kothas are goddess of death.
Yep.
20. 18 plus
That's a
6.
beauty, I'll tell you that much.
She's a
real
mischievous goddess of
For
death.
the wrong reasons.
She showed me favor in the past, so I'm going to call on her. She might be flattered if I'm calling on... my thinking is she might be flattered if I'm calling on her on something beyond death.
With the connection you have between the two of you and your utmost faith, it's less so a direct connection and more of an omen. Just...
You never call, you'll leave your clothes on the ground.
That's just a bird falls from the sky.
You only come calling back to me when you need something. No, he's got a fair amount of piety with her.
For a second, you see a single flower repeatedly withering, dying, and then regrowing. Now there's a new flower, but as the same flower of different colors. Interpret that as you will.
Well, on the surface, you could say that there's no stopping
Somebody's
it.
tripping on
It's
acid.
just going to keep doing it. You got some? I did eat a mushroom I saw back there that looked particularly interesting.
Not sure if it's Kotha or the mushroom I ate.
Little did anybody know he's been microdosing for quite a while now.
I actually, my character in a different campaign, I was like, what's this? What's this flower called? It's called Lily of the Valley. I'm like, is that a real flower? I'm like, yeah. Okay, it's like, I eat it. Okay. If you look up on Google, it has a toxicity level of 1. So.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
It
don't
also
eat lilies
smells
of the
like
valleys.
Otherwise, you'd be laying in the valley. Laying with the lilies.
Yeah.
No, it's the Star of Israel.
Quick
There's
into
one
that
called
guy.
the Star of Israel, and it attracts flies instead of bees, and it smells like rotten.
Yeah, those things. The corpse flower.
Yeah.
Corpse clouds.
Okay, what exactly are you using to communicate with the Tree Father again? Which spell?
Commune, level 5 spell.
Commune.
I can ask 3 yes or no questions, get a truthful answer. So,
A
I thought it
truthful
was just
answer.
yes. It's not just yes or no?
what?
No. It's yes, no, or unclear.
Yeah, yep. So,
But a truthful answer.
yep, yeah. Tree Father
To
wouldn't
the
lie
best
to
of
me
it.
anyway.
The best of its knowledge.
Yep.
So if the Tree Father doesn't know because of whatever XYZ reasons, then
Unclear.
unclear can be a very resolved thing that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, 1. Is Eleanor alive?
I really want to take my headset off at this point.
Yes. Okay, well, alright, good, yes, alright. Does the armor that Cyrus is sending us to get actually exist? Yes. Okay, let's go through. Oh, last one here. Is it as dangerous as it sounds like it is?
Good one.
The armor.
That's a good question.
Worse.
Worse? More dangerous?
It's yes, no, or unclear. He says worse.
In case where a one-word answer could be misleading or
Yeah.
contradicting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is if he would have said no, we would have been like, oh, but he made it a little more
Worse. Wow, one-word answer. Okay, that's good to know. I should.
Yeah, it's
Oh, boy.
supposed to be a
worse.
answer,
Oh,
Well, no, it's just
Bran,
the
we-
GM
yeah.
might offer a short phrase or an answer instead.
No, it's worse than what we
Oh.
think, but we don't know how quantitative that worse is. It could only be a smidgen.
Well,
And with that one word. Go ahead.
if Hargis was going to break out some bard lore or knowledge, he would say something like, well, anytime something of legend like this comes out in the world, it's usually multiplied by a factor of 100 when combined with related objects.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
we
So it's
don't know what else
definitely
he
really
has.
bad. Okay.
Like, it's bad, but then does he have something else related to it? You know?
Bad.
Yeah. Alright, good to know. Good to know.
Or it may be just the fact that you get it all together and it's cumulative.
Yeah, no, definitely sounds that way. Okay, well. At least we know we're not wasting our time. And I suppose it could be good to remove this armor from the Underdark folk in case they decide to unite it all together to, you know, come and attack us, you know, up here.
That may be a good indication of how bad it is that they haven't.
Yeah.
Well, if they're all separate, I feel like it's safe, right? That's the problem, is that if we put them together, it just becomes more likely that it'll be... You know, I want to keep them as far away from the separate pieces as possible.
We could perhaps disperse them on our own after. Perhaps get some of our friendly dragons to destroy the pieces. If
I
dragons
guess.
can help with
It's
that.
just, you know, it's just dangerous to get them together. What if he just incapacitates all of us, takes the armor and leaves, and the end of the world is on us? I don't know.
Yeah.
We just have to
I
play
don't
this
know, it's
really
a simple
smart, where we
answer.
don't...
It's going forward.
Curse
looking for an
Branbrek for always
opportunity.
being a pain in your guys' rear.
Is
That's
Bran
what
in
I
the Bran in the room right now, or did he go off?
It's not.
Okay.
He left.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of lean in with everybody and be like, guys, I know this is like the most important thing to Bran in his entire life, and that makes total sense. But I mean, I'll be honest, I don't want to endanger the world over a a loved one like this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I can't. I was telling him earlier, I can't imagine being in his position. I mean, I lost my Colette to... I didn't even get to say goodbye to her. She died when I went to war. And I say now that I'd do anything to bring her back if that was possible. She's been dead far too long. But I don't think I'd do this, you know? I mean, she's been gone. I've come to terms with it.
Would he?
You're not here. I specifically asked if you were here. But yeah, like, I would do most anything, but I would not do this. This seems like fire that could burn the entire world, and we're playing with it, you know? I want to help Bran, but I don't even want to get a single one of these pieces close to another one. If there's any way that we could fool him or fool Cyrus or, you know, something like that, I don't know, but this might be going too far.
We could get one piece of armor. We could get one piece, and then we could take it somewhere else and have it hidden and safe wherever.
You know, he doesn't have as much power over us as we say, because death doesn't hold sway over us to any great extent. At least from what I can see. But I've been captured in war by men who wanted my life's blood. And you know what you do in that situation? Just like this one. You keep going forward and you look for an opportunity for escape. And that's what we're going to do.
I thought you were
We just got to be alert for the answers.
What was that, Hayden?
I thought you were referencing Lou's capture. That you were trying to gain some wisdom off that.
Nah. Lou's Lou.
that was the other guy's fault.
That guy takes no shite.
Right.
I mean, is there a certain point that if Bran kind of loses his head and goes with it too far that we should just abandon this thing? Like, that's the last thing I want to do, but I really don't want to be... I don't want this world to be a wasteland and for everyone to curse our names forever and say, you know, they did it for, you know,
an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Bran isn't there right now, Jasper.
Anyway, I just want you guys all to know how I just want you to know my position on this. I can't let this go farther than it, you know, even if we could just bribe Cyrus with one of the pieces or something to get enough information to, you know, find Eleanor, that's about, I feel like that's the best case scenario, you know? So
I feel like, I mean, he knows the locations. He's the one sending us to these locations. And he's got agents down there already. So it's almost potentially a race against other people who are trying to get it as well.
That's possible as well.
We almost need to obtain these things now and try and maybe we could get pieces of it and hide them in locations of our own knowledge and understanding, and maybe
sounds like we'd only have to hide one of them to
potentially
spoil the plans.
That's a very good point. And I hadn't thought about the fact that we're probably not the first ones that he's sent. So
I mean, it's no skin off his nose to send a bunch of parties after this.
What if we were to fabricate one of the parts?
I mean, I assume
I
assume that we're the only ones that he's sent now because he's currently in a body that he's, you know, that he can blackmail the original user or whatever. I can't imagine him switching, you know, having multiple guises to blackmail multiple people at once. But yeah, I think that our greater quest should be to make sure that this is never assembled. And I fear that might step on Brand's toes. But if he focuses too much on the actually fulfilling Cyrus's wishes without trying to foil him, then I'm not going to let that happen. I can't.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we could. I mean, I know we're leaning on Flint pretty heavily here, but if we got him a piece of that armor, he'd be the best one to fabricate something that could pass inspection for trying to get this guy, at least to, show up. Like, we could meet with fabricated pieces of the armor down at the Sunforge and try and do the swap then and get Eleanor and Ivan to safety, hopefully, after that. And then have our inevitable conflict.
Back down at about this point when you're in the conversation.
I think that's a great plan, Jasper.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, first things first is find
the first piece, bring it to Flint, and do some analysis. I think that is our first. And I'll tell Brand that part of the plan, and just.
Yep.
I won't say anything about what we talked about in the,
Yep.
Brand will be stroking his face, and he's like, I've got an idea if we can replicate it that can fool even my old eyes.
Very
What's
good.
your plan, Brand?
Well, just because I'm trapped in this body doesn't mean I don't have access to certain magical capabilities that work just as well as my old one.
Okay, good. It's promising.
Let's see it.
Oh! I kind of look around the room like them searching for any kind of notice. I'll share that when the time's right.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Don't know what ears or eyes might be on us.
Chess slowly.
We should throw up Hargus's dome when we want to talk about this sort of thing. Prevent magic.
Might be a little late now if we've already talked about it out loud. Do you mean?
Yeah. I meant to say that at the beginning of the conversation, but I didn't actually say it out loud.
The bartender's like, what is this thing?
Wow.
He knows too much!
He's just been sitting there on a stool watching the whole thing.
He knows.
Bartender knows.
He knows too much.
Ivan comes in for just a drink and he's like, so I heard this really weird story the other day. He's like, oh really? Tell me more.
Alright, bedtime. And we'll get at it in the morning, I guess.
Let's do it.
Very good. Very good.
Alrighty.
Is that it for this session, or are we gonna keep going all the way for the last 13 minutes or so?
I can go another 10
do
minutes
it.
or so if you'd like.
I don't have anything in particular unless we're going to start venturing to the Underdark or gathering gear for it. The only thing I'm concerned about is trying to find some kind of way that rations an ability to traverse the Underdark, like climbing gear,
Preparations, yeah.
and some method that helps us with seeing in the dark and going undetected. Those are the only things that I have come up with. I don't know if anybody else has any particular idea of something they would like for helping us traverse the Underdark or whatever this place is. Because we don't know what we're going to encounter.
He kept thinking he was going to get to shop somewhere where he could just literally buy potion of seeing, or
I mean, Valkstad's
Kind of
not
vision.
far. We could make a trip to Valkstad. We don't have to leave immediately.
Yeah, we don't have to leave right now. As far as I know, there was no time frame given to us by
Yeah, it's
Cyrus.
he's as patient as the whatever
I mean,
being
he said he could outlive
so.
us, but
Yeah.
which is true if he's in Ivan's body.
Yeah.
None of us are going to outlive that.
What can Flint make goggles of night or something like that? Does he have that, or?
I'd say with time, I'd say it'd be easy enough to him just craft it normally.
I don't know if that's one of
I'm
Flint's
a fighter.
magical abilities.
So his infusions are. He doesn't have that as an infusion.
You can
If
still make the item.
yeah, he could. It would. Let me check that real
But
quick.
it is cheaper for an artificer to make them, right? Than a wizard or otherwise.
No, he's not high enough level to get a discount on that, unfortunately.
Well, Dakren, give him some of your levels.
I'll do nothing
Be
of
cool,
the
bro.
sort.
Be
I
cool,
need
bro.
these levels.
Uh,
I'll just give him back after he crafts the no, he's so
Yeah.
cheap. However,
We're
he
just using a
can.
mechanic. We'll just save and load in between so that we'll transfer the levels, but then we'll save Flint's character, and then we'll load Dakren's character, and it works out great.
So it
Infinite
would
level hack.
take. It would
Yeah.
take him. Let me check real quick. That's probably an uncommon item, right?
Probably more of a power leveling hack at that point. But yeah.
Unbound.
So uncommon.
Probably too
Yeah,
long to
it would
craft.
probably take him 2 or 3 weeks to craft
Yeah.
so I don't know if we want to wait that long. However, he can, in a single day, give somebody a radiant weapon that can glow in the dark.
You could also make a continual flame.
I already got
I
that.
imagine that they would have to have essentially light cantrip lanterns for mining and stuff, like just a light cantrip lantern. You know,
I thought
seems
that
like a
was the
pretty.
point.
That would
The
probably
point was you
continue.
didn't want to cast light.
Probably in
Because my
Valkstad,
He didn't want,
the
yeah.
expensive.
Brambrek's intent
ones
was
or
that
whatever.
he didn't want to, be a beacon with
Mhm.
light spells underground.
So we could just go fetch a pair of night vision goggles for Hargis in Valkstadt, I'm sure.
Yeah,
You know,
potentially.
that'd be a day of flying for Jasper.
It's a question of how much gold that
I
will
could do
cost
the
and stuff
same.
that way.
I'm
Yeah,
probably a
yeah.
little faster than Jasper. And I have the gold.
Sounds like we need to have a
Won't make the
race.
Gnomes, won't make the
Argus.
gnomes happy.
Those would probably
Um,
cost about 400 or 500 gold pieces.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
That's twice as much
Okay.
money as I have, but that's because I just paid off a huge debt, so now I can start
Yeah,
making.
actually accruing.
Money.
How much
Yeah.
gold do you have, Jasper?
Jesser's got 1,000 in his pocket and 2,000 in the bank.
That's about me.
I think that's more than what I have. I don't have anything like in a bank or anything like that. Brand's all
Yes.
about keeping that on him.
He liked, he grew up in a sophisticated gnomish city where you put your money in your bank and you let your work for you. Grow some interest and gain some, and also that way in the situation that someone comes by something like that, you
It's
don't
your
lose
pocket.
all of your gold. Yeah, it's never come up, but Jasper has like a money pouch on his belt, basically, that has 50 gold in it as like a decoy purse, and then he's got his bag of holding, secretly tucked away with all of the important stuff in it. That way,
He looks
hopefully-
like he has a bit of a fat paunch because that's where he's
Yeah.
hiding it, is making it look like he has
Yeah.
a paunch. Like
A little tiny
it's
tummy.
odd, but that's where his pouch is.
Well, I imagine his vest that he always wears with a billion pockets on makes him a bit like he's wearing a jacket or something around the
Hargis
chest, anyway.
Tends to keep it in small amounts all over his person, in small pouches
Mhm.
because he likes
just
to
walk
be able
around,
to pull out a pouch and throw it to somebody.
Yeah. Well, it should add to your AC at that point.
Well, I don't have
It
1,000
should
gold
also
on me.
be a
Yeah, when does
disadvantage to
it
his
constitute a
save at that point too,
breastplate?
Ben.
Yeah.
I might point out I do have 2 empty bags of holding.
Oh man, your scale mail is made out of gold coins.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be
pretty cool.
Who's the Beatles again?
Coin
The
mail.
more you spend,
Coin
the
mail. The more gold
That's
you
just
have,
the link
the higher
armor
your
from
AC. The
Twilight
less gold you
Princess.
have, the less AC you have. This sounds Zelda-esque.
This sounds like Mallow's magic armor on Twilight
Yep.
Princess.
Insert rubies. Insert where?
Yeah. Okay, so is it fair to say that we spend, I don't know, a week of downtime preparing?
Week of downtime,
Yeah.
you guys prepare what potions or climbers kits or what have you. See if you can figure out more.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
I'll
think
put down
I
for a climber's
need.
kit.
I don't think
Yeah,
I
if
need
we're
a
going to do
climbing
all that,
kit.
I guess I'll go ahead and get the standard dungeon pack. I've bought it twice now.
Is there
destroyed.
Is there a Dwarvish to Undercommon guidebook of linguistics?
I speak Dwarvish.
I mean, Elvish would be more similar.
I speak Elvish.
To Undercommon?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I would say so. Wouldn't it?
I actually don't know.
Hey,
I'm not sure what text.
Considering both
Undercommon
Drows
is.
and Dwarf
Yeah.
And Durgar speak Undercommon, maybe
I don't know
I
what
don't
text
know.
Undercommon is in. I thought it was Elvish.
hey,
Might be
Shaz.
Dwarvish.
Are you going to be spending all your
I don't
time up top here?
Well, probably. I don't know. How do you guys think you'll need me?
I mean, I don't know. Well,
Yes,
my
but
answer
I'm also
depends
not
on
sure
a.
if that would be prudent
My
for you
answer-
to come in your current state.
Yeah, my answer depends on a meta information from my DM, whether or not he wants to do that. Whether, if you're gonna,
It's
you want
easier
Shaz
to
to stay up here
play
and
without
coordinate, right?
Shaz. Yes.
Yeah. You want Shaz to stay up here and coordinate stuff?
Well, I figured it'd be better if at least one member of the Firebrand was still active if anything happened.
Okay.
Right,
all
right.
sounds
So,
good.
in other words, we can leave all domestic and home affairs to you in case anybody comes for debt collection, sends us additional presents that were
Right.
unannounced or otherwise, and that when we come back, our castle and location will still be standing and in good condition.
I think we got some servants over there. I was thinking more along the lines
Seems like
of,
we're putting a lot on Shaz.
yeah, could we borrow that helm from you for?
So what you really want is you want his stuff.
I really want a loan of his
that'd
hat.
be nice. Yeah.
You want a loan of his
You
hat.
just want the helm? Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it'll come in handy because they're going to be speaking all sorts of different languages down there.
Does
Oh,
Shaz
yeah.
continue to see subtitles?
No, he no longer sees subtitles or little blurbs or little Animal Crossing noises as you guys are talking.
Argus, do you have an open attunement slot, or you?
The helm's not attunement.
Oh,
you
it's
just
not.
wear it.
Okay. All
But
right.
if
One of you will look a little
does it
strange.
You
help
have to
when
wear it correctly for it to work.
Yeah.
Would that
It
be
looks
help?
it's a samurai helm, so you guys will be you look a little strange.
Would it help me see?
No.
It won't help you see. All right. Well,
It'll
I'll
help
just
you
keep it-
be seen.
I'll just keep it in the bag of holding until we'll bust it out and pop it on.
I
real
mean,
quick.
I could wear it with some goggles and be in disguise.
That's the question. I think sometimes, I suppose, yeah. Can
I said Shaz could wear his Eyes of Charming just fine with the helm.
Okay. Alright.
It's like a helmet. It doesn't necessarily have to cover your eyes.
Borrow all of your magical equipment, Shaz, because we have none of our own for these same things.
All right. In that case, Hargus, yeah. You want to go ahead and wear the helm while we?
Don't worry, if we die, you only lose it all.
And I'll commission a set of clothing. while
Oh,
I'm in
the
town.
goggles. Oh, a new set of clothes. Okay.
And Yeah.
Well, you can do that when we fly back to
Argus is
Bogstad.
just
You
like
could
an
probably.
Underdark tourist.
I assume that's where he does it.
Yeah.
Um.
All
Okay.
right.
Spending
So
3
Yeah, I got
times the
nothing
cost
else.
to find clothing
okay. We got
because
rations. We
I'm
got.
doing something specific.
All right. Well, nothing else big. But if you guys have any questions about how you're going to go over anything, if
Yeah,
you want
I'll
somehow
give a
search
thought
for
on
more,
this until next week, and then I think
Yeah.
those are the only things that I can think of.
All right.
I'll just keep them. If you have any ideas, there are
I'll
people
let you
who
know how much
probably
gold I spend.
there are people who would know things about the Underdark. Oh yeah, Hargus.
Well, I'm going to take the time. I'm going to look up our contacts and replenish my magical potions and all that stuff before we go down.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll have to
That's
figure
where
out
you don't want
another
to raid the Coliseum like area under Volkstead in the undergrounds for tell us, what do you know? Where's Rachel?
Where are the gnomes?
Where are the
Um,
Rose?
I could have. Yeah. It's.
Yeah, how is
It's-
Jasper holding up after not saving all those gnomes? That's where my question.
Yeah. It was a rough time afterwards. He was busy redistributing. Reintroducing
Got
them to
himself busy
society
to
and
not really
stuff.
worry about it, and now it's all
Yeah.
bottled up inside like a bad emotion.
Yeah. 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 It's been a rough.
Where's Brissa at this point?
Well hidden in the world. She's throwing around with the brown minstrel still,
I'm the DM
probably.
at the moment. You don't have to worry about
I
me.
know. I know. Still safe.
I mean, I'm the one in danger now.
Yeah. Jasper's probably tried to talk her out of touring with those guys. More like hyping how great things are in the new forest village. Oh, it's so amazing! The amazing giant bees you get to fly around everywhere. Meet up with me, and still we probably want to keep it still, but
Also,
Take you
Shaz
there
heard a
whenever you want.
rumor that there were very big worms underground. So yeah, he's not having any of that.
Gosh, no, I don't want to find a purple worm.
oh boy.
Well, Shaz doesn't like big animals. So the idea of a
Yeah.
colossus worm is just not up his alley.
Yeah.
How's he feel about Colossus snails?
I find it funny how similar this campaign has been to another campaign recently that I am DMing.
Oh really?
Just certain creatures and themes and other things seem to be going across the two, so sometimes the lines blur a little bit because I can't remember what happened in one versus the other. But yeah.
Okay. So we get all stocked up and
Yeah.